Right there. Okay. Right there. Okay.
How about now, Chris?
Right there. Oh well. Yeah, that was me. Boom.
Is there more?
Yeah, you good, right?
All right. Ready, guys?
Yep. Let's do it.
Well, welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Week 9 edition of high school football games picks here in the state of Louisiana.
Whoa.
And we got a little,
Backplate. We got some volume here.
and we had the volume on. Well, welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Week 9 edition of high school football game picks here in the state of Louisiana. We are live from Gary Swallow's Taekwondo Martial Arts building here in Opelousas, Louisiana. A big week 9 awaits. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to start crowning some district champions. And we're going to talk all things district championships these next couple weeks. A lot of districts were claimed a week ago. We got some sitting at this table that won their district title a week ago, but others across the state of Louisiana will be determined this week, and then week 10 we'll finalize everything. District titles are on the line. It's going to be a lot of fun these next couple weeks, ladies and gentlemen, and we're excited to bring you great high school football action. A record-breaking week last week, 36,000 views and climbing on the state championship rematch between Cecilia and Opelousas. Phenomenal night, packed house. It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to call it with my man here, Mr. Gary Swallow. Had not hit the like, hit the share, go ahead and do it at this time. Matchups for this week are on the table. You got Thursday night football this week, Elton at Grand Lake, and Friday night football, it will be Kaplan at ERAV. It will be the first time in UTL history that we will make a road trip to Grand Lake to cover a football game, and it will be the first time in history that we will make a trip to ERAV. What an opportunity that awaits. Ladies and gentlemen, this is show number 80. On the way to 100. 94 different teams have been covered on our panel through a 6-year span here, and on Friday night we will welcome team number 95. We've never covered ERAF before, so very excited for that opportunity. 51 stadiums we've had a chance to go to in the 6-year past here, and we get 2 brand new ones this week. So 52, 53 will be here in week 9, and 84 total helmets have made their way to Under the Lights, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome ERAP to the panel here. Our good friend brought it over earlier this evening, so we want to thank him for that. And then our other good friend brought us South Beauregard and Rain this week. So 3 new helmets have made it to the panel. We're up to 84 total helmets. Running out of room.
I know. I got to put another shelf down there. Maybe 2.
Let's check on those records at this time real quick. Elton, we've covered them one time, 0-1. Grand Lake, we covered them also one time, 1-0. Kaplan, 0-4. We're the bad luck charms.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know if that's a good thing this week, Gary.
I don't know.
I know who I'm picking.
And then ERAF, 0-0. Ladies and gentlemen, first game for ERAF, 0-4 for Kaplan, and only covered both of these schools once, so excited for the second opportunity here. Gonna be some fun. New top 5s this week. A lot of questions for the panel. A lot of takeaways. And we are gearing up to see where those power rankings lie, because 2 weeks it will be here before you know it, and we will have our Sunday prediction show live from Lafayette, Louisiana. Excited for that opportunity. We turn things over at this time. A lot to talk about, a lot to get to. Let's introduce the panel, ladies and gentlemen. Start to our far right, big winners a week ago
Yeah, Chris Esprit here, Apples High.
with the gumbo that we
Never
missed
got-
out on.
Yeah, we missed out on it. Wasn't ready, and then they ran out. Oh man, we just struck out. And I'm Gary Swallow.
There's one little big tournament this weekend for you
Yes.
guys, so safe travels to everyone that competes here.
Yeah,
And if
thank
anybody is interested in Taekwondo martial arts, where can they find you? What do they have to do?
Well, we're here on Cresswell, right next to Peking Buffet. You just come out and give us a call. And we'd love to have you come down, try a class on me. No strings attached. I actually had an adult that came in today, and I had a couple of juniors came in earlier this week. So, they're coming down and trying it out. So if you're interested, give me a call. We'd love to get you part of our family.
Head football coach of the ACA Defenders. I'll let you at this time introduce yourself. Let us know about the program. You've been a guest before on this show, but in different colors. Now we welcome the Defenders head football coach of homeschool football for Acadiana Christian Athletics. An honor to have you here this evening. Let everyone know where they can find your program and a little bit about them.
Yeah, it's always great to be on the show. Acadiana Christian Athletics, we offer athletics for all homeschool kids or athletes that go to schools that don't have athletics.
Right.
We practice in Broussard. Every sport we have practice out of the Broussard Sports Complex. We have a website. I'll put it in the comments for everybody to find it. I'm relatively available through Facebook or anything. If anybody ever has any questions or concerns, they can reach me directly.
Yeah, so any homeschool kids out there, there is a platform for you, and it's right here locally in the Acadiana area. And pretty cool moment last year, we actually played y'all's softball team in some games over there at Port Barry High School.
Yeah.
So I'm assistant softball coach for Port Barry, and the girls made their trip. That was a fun Saturday whenever we played ACA in softball. Enoch Brogy, he's alive, ladies and gentlemen. They found him under a tree, an oak tree. He was tore up, and it was not because of the loss on Friday. But welcome back. I'm glad you found your way. Hung over 5 straight days, right?
Day and a half.
Day and a
And, by the time we got to Shreveport to watch AK-41 up there, I was fine at that point, but I slept on the way. It was fun. Good to can't wait to see what my 30s look like now.
It's all downhill from here.
Don't tell me that. I was limping Friday morning when I woke up.
Y'all such youngsters. Man,
I ain't gonna lie, I was limping.
All these young people around here, Chris.
Chris, let's talk Week 8, my friend. Your initial thoughts on some pretty good matchups across the state of Louisiana. What really stuck out to you?
Alexandra.
Alexandra, they're for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Sure, man.
It's not gonna get no easier for them, but
How big is Week 10?
yeah,
That's-
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I wish it was a Thursday night game. But yeah, Ash, they're good team.
I think Gary said he's on the wagon.
On the wagon about what?
Yeah. Well,
About whether I like them or not? Oh, dude.
No. Like you think they for real? They're contenders.
Oh,
You're on the wagon.
Okay, I'm on the wagon. Yeah, I'm jumped on the wagon. I agree with him now.
Right. Man, I think week 10 will be the test.
And we get to watch it up close and personal on good quality broadcast networks. 'Cause
Yeah.
You got 446 Sports with Alexandra, and you got Neville Tiger Network with Neville. So
they allowing the Tiger Network.
I'm sure.
Right.
But
I won't see it. I won't be watching
we're gonna rewatch it.
it. I'll be definitely
We'll
rewatching.
rewatch
Oh,
that
most
great
definitely.
one. Gary, week 8, we saw a thriller Friday
Yeah.
night, and we were exhausted at the end of it. That's how good those four quarters was.
It was wow. It was a wild, nail biting ball game. That game there went like I pretty much thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to be back and forth, but man, you want to talk about a nail biter? But I'm like Chris, that Alexandria game really caught my attention. I was just like, whoa, man, and like you said, they're for real. So that's whenever I said, well, I'm a believer now. So but other than that, they had some pretty good games all the way across.
My friend, we now have picked up the catchphrase here on the show, and we don't call Acadiana Fear to Veer anymore. We call them Fear to Pass. I mean, Fear to Rams.
Fear the Rams.
Fear to Rams because they
They
have
go both ways.
they got another weapon in their back pocket, and he's an Acadiana High School alum. So I'm sure you can talk about this run that these guys have made since the Week 1 loss to Ruston.
Yeah, I mean, the week 1 loss to Ruston, it's kind of in the rearview mirror a lot now. I mean, Coach McCullough and the boys over there turned the page, got the offense clicking, defense is wrecking shop as we normally do, and it's great to see the Veer develop into now the passing game. With the two brothers, I mean, it's an electric duo over there.
The Bettas, all three of them
Three
over
brothers.
there.
Yeah, 3 of them now.
Yeah, but go ahead.
I think they play that game later on in the season.
Yeah,
It'd
it's
be a different story.
Different story.
And I told everybody going into it, I said it's going to be either back and forth or Ruston's going to take over because it's just a whole new season. But you got Ruston coming back with a lot of returners. I mean, Acadiana did too, but it's week 1. You play that this week, and it's a different story.
Well, it's like you're going in blind because you don't know what
Exactly.
to expect, and then it's your first game to get your timing and everything
Correct.
down. Yeah.
I see a coach from North Vermilion's in the chat. I see Coach from Westminster of Lafayette's in the chat tonight. Hello, everybody. Good luck this week.
Yeah, buddy.
Enoch, week 8. Some thrillers.
Yeah, there were. There was a few of them.
Oh, interesting stat there.
I didn't pay quite as
true.
much attention as I normally would have just because of what was going on for me,
He was toasted.
But yeah,
He was a little bit happy.
But you seen some of the scores the next day. Some things really caught your eyes, I'm sure.
yeah, I had saw a couple of scores that I kind of it surprised me a little bit. There was I was surprised, especially because I watched a little bit of the game afterwards. How close the Cecilia OHS game was. Well, I mean, 1 point. That's as close as you can get. I figured it'd been like a 1 touchdown game, but it was just 1 point.
Come down to a 2-point conversion.
Came down to a 2-point conversion, exactly. But there were some other ones too. Like there were just a few games here and there because, like I said, I didn't pay as much attention as I normally did. But we're locked in
We're
this
locked
week.
in on week 9.
Locked in on week 9, especially with
Week
those.
8, you were focusing on this. That's
Yes.
what you were working
Yes.
on.
Let's go takeaways from a week ago, ladies and gentlemen. We start with Opelousas Cecilia. The game lived up to the hype. Everyone wanted to see it. It broke records on Under the Lights. It was a great environment. And two teams that really left it all out on the field. Our player of the game that night was a defensive tackle because of what he did in the trenches. And he wreaked havoc all night. And the whole defensive line gave Cecilia trouble running the football. I think they had, 25 yards total rushing?
15.
15 yards rushing that night. So the front seven was electric,
mean,
nasty.
I mean, you could have gave it to the whole defense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you see I saw my phone blowing up. Why they gave it to him? They could have gave it to the whole. Hey, I don't hit the calls.
Hey, but with they came back. It was 2 scores.
Yeah.
One down. One time the defensive back fell down. The other
Yeah.
time Diesel just extended the play, found somebody back there. So great effort. Front 7 definitely could have gave it to the front 7 for
Right.
sure.
Yeah, they played lights out. Like,
Yeah.
It just cranked it up a notch, and Diesel is a man.
Man,
Oh,
He
he's-
took some licks.
he put on a show where
I mean, the
he
one
could not run the ball, but
the one
he made
touchdown
it
that
up
he
with
did
that.
throw when he fumbled the ball,
yeah, to
I
not
mean-
panic right there.
right? And with the safety, he saw the ball was fumbled. He thought it was. and
Yeah, he
the
brought it.
receiver got behind him, but yeah, he's good. He's good.
And speaking of the linebacker, we made a quote on the recap show Friday night and said Travis Espry's hits, you could hear it from the Walgreens parking lot.
Man,
Yes.
My goodness, I have not seen a linebacker this year better than Travis Espry.
he yes, that's my nephew. I'm gonna be biased, but
Not you.
But
No,
Gary,
No.
we saw it upstairs,
We-
and
we
it's
were-
like
I keep him humble. I tell
Well-
him he's not good. That he just crank it up a notch.
Yeah.
And he made a big hit. I'm gonna show y'all later on. He made a big hit on Diesel last year,
Right.
and it was like the one he hit him in this game. But he's good.
He's a grown man walking, playing in that middle of the lineup. OHS Cecilia boys came down to a 2-point conversion. Zach Malvo sealed the deal with a 4th and 1 in their own territory. Showed a lot of confidence in that senior leg group. Zach said, "I want the ball back," after he ran out of bounds the previous play.
Yep.
So shows a lot of confidence right there. Put it in the hands of your senior leg quarterback. Thoughts on the OHS Cecilia game? It lived up to the hype.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I watched OHS almost all last year because we were all on the train with them, and I mean, this year this team's
Here, Devin.
head over fist of last year. I mean, it's remarkable to see what Opelousas is doing right now.
They clicking right now.
It is. I mean, defensively, y'all
Yeah.
are.
We can say at the beginning of the season, everybody say the schedule, this and that. We lose to Turner's Catholic by 7 points,
Yeah.
And look where Turner
and
is
we
now.
gave them the ball in the red zone 2 possessions.
Yeah.
They supposed to score on the short field.
You would expect.
Yeah.
Okay. Week 2 got canceled at the car. Week 3, Lake Charles Prep. We handled them pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Then
You're getting in a shootout with an 8-0 team right now.
right, Ash coming town.
Yeah.
Like we got Ash down 28-14, and we lose by 3. Then we go to Zachary. We held Zachary scoreless till the 4th quarter. I mean, I don't want to say it, but
It was 0-0 halftime.
yeah,
Yeah,
the refs get
yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you still competing,
Yeah, absolutely.
and you get
And
battle
you're not
tested.
going to see a Zachary. You're not going to see a Alexandra in
Right.
the playoffs.
Right,
Yeah.
and you get
Yeah.
battle tested. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know how to overcome adversity. Like Coach told those boys in the huddle after the game, this is how you overcome adversity.
Exactly. I mean, once you sniff that turf in the dome, you want to get back there as
Yeah.
quickly as possible.
So they
Yes.
hungry. They hungry, and they defended. They knew it was gonna be a big game. Both news medias that we have in the area was there at 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
got
know.
there at 4 o'clock, and they were tailgating.
Right, they were tailgating. So this game was every bit of advertised in the area.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad these guys had to cover it. I made them cover it. They had other options,
Yeah.
but this game here was a must see.
Absolutely.
And it lived
Oh,
up to the hype.
God, yeah.
36,000 views later, breaks a record, and we ain't worried about no people staying home because they showed up.
Yeah.
Both sides showed up
Yeah.
to watch that one.
Yes, Cecilia came in flocks.
Yeah. They were, the stadium was full.
Right.
The stadium was well, full all the way around.
And I want to say this here: everybody think that Cecilia didn't want to shake our hands at the end of the game. It was a mutual agreement.
Yeah.
A mutual agreement
From the coaches
from the
ahead.
principals and the coaches.
Which we found out after the broadcast.
Right.
Yes.
Because of the tension
Yeah.
From
Make your best friend.
Everything.
The ruling.
Yeah.
from the state title and everything.
Make your best friend in the chat.
Oh, there he is. Troy.
Yeah, but it was a mutual agreement, man. So, and it's no bad blood with those kids. If you go back and look at the recap before the first kneel down, Deshaun and Diesel shook hands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing with the kids. It's safety precautionary reasons.
Both teams played hard. They
Right.
left it out on the field.
Right.
And you know as well as I do, stuff like that, people are going to start speculating on, why they didn't shake hands, why did it? Until you know the true reason around
Yeah.
it,
Right.
They shouldn't talk.
it shouldn't say anything.
Right. Right. And like I said, it was agreement with both principals, both coaches. Hell, even the cheerleaders. You know how the cheerleaders go in
Yeah.
the third quarter or whatever. They didn't even do what they think.
Yeah.
Our cheerleaders went over there and they said no. So but I guess you call it a rival now.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So
And we could see it again.
Yep.
Very soon.
I was gonna bring that up. There's a world where they could meet up in the first round this year.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
It's close in the rankings.
It's close.
But we're a long ways from there.
2 more weeks.
Alexandria takes down Ruston. Big Ruston loses 2 straight, Gary Swallow. It's time to give Alexandria their respect. Chris.
yeah, like I said, we played them week 4, and they were good. And that's not taken away from. I'm not going to take away from Alexandria, but that just goes to show you how good we are. But them having Ruston at home and taking care of business, I see that week 10 matchup, man. Lord,
The Week 10's looming, man. That's going to be the best game
they should play it on
in
a
the
Saturday.
state.
I don't know if we could petition that to play that game on a Saturday.
Hashtag,
They both gonna get first round buys.
hashtag play on
Yeah.
Saturday.
You're
Thoughts
right.
on Alexandria's incredible 8-0 run up to this point. They've knocked off some heavy hitters up to this point. Got another one week 10, but whew, what a run.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They've been, seems like Ash is they had that run in 2020, that close to winning the state title. It seems like they're locked and loaded to try to push for the Dome again. I don't know how far we're going to see them go. We'll see that when it happens, but Alexandria, they're like, hey, look, we're back. So,
There was a year, Seth. This is the one. Could we see Alexandria, Acadiana?
Hey, I'll take it as long as it's the same outcome as 2020.
Ouch. That was a fun
That
one, though.
was fun.
Oh, it was.
Played,
That was
it was
fun.
played in the wrong place,
Yeah, wrong.
but it
venue.
was still a lot of
yeah,
fun.
'cause that was where? That was in Shreveport?
That was in
Natchitoches.
Natchitoches, okay.
Yep. How about this one, ladies and gentlemen? The Crow Dome shook with a Hail Mary that they will talk about for a very
I saw that
time.
one.
Yeah.
long time.
Very long time.
I saw that highlight.
That kept their playoff hopes alive.
Mm-hmm.
They might as well start printing out T-shirts that say "Miracle at Exit 4."
Yeah, pretty much. You can say that.
I'll say this. I was out hanging out with friends and stuff like that, scrolling through Facebook, and then that highlight popped up from Karen Crow High. So I watched it, because I didn't look at the score at that point yet. I watched it, saw the Hail Mary coming, I was like, no freaking way.
Hey,
And then I looked, it was 26-21, I was like, wow.
it's Washington Bears all over again Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Go Jaden Daniels. And, I mean, if you look at my shirt, that's all you need to know about how I feel about the Bears.
She makes a good point
The
here.
Bears.
Freshman
The
to
Bears.
freshman moment that
Right.
they will talk about for a long
Long
time.
time.
How about that? Miracle at Exit 4. Can somebody put it on a T-shirt?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
We'll make
absolutely.
We'll make some phone calls. It'll happen.
Yep.
And the thing is with that one, I mean, you got Gavin's been there for a while, but I know as well as anybody getting put in the head coaching role now, it's a lot different. So for him to go on that 4-game skid at the beginning of the season, now they rally 4 straight back.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Bears might be cooking at exit 4.
Hey,
You're
you're
right.
keeping your playoff hopes alive right now with
They're in it right now,
4
boys.
straight right now. We were at
Yeah.
the point
They 4-1
after
in
those
district.
first 4 losses and said, man, Canton Crow might miss the playoffs. Now we're
Yeah,
thinking to
so-
ourselves, they may be
Had a
in.
couple
Yeah,
of-
Chris?
So they
had
got
heartbreaking right there.
Acadiana
That one
and
sticks out.
And then that one.
They got Acadiana, week 10.
who this week?
2 top 10 games. Come on, 2 points.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's Canton Crow got this week, boys?
Day off this week.
Bye
They
week.
off. They got a bye
Yeah,
week.
they got a bye, and then they got Acadiana.
Could not find anybody to play them in their bye week slot.
It's possible.
I mean, you don't have too many teams that's
Playing.
Yeah, that's not
they're
right.
playing
That's
Acadiana
not
and the
playing unless you go to
our
Texas and
district
play.
bye week, so to speak. So
But what a moment! Those kids will never forget that moment.
oh yeah.
It's somewhere.
It's over there.
So-
Coach,
Yeah.
right here.
Oh, all right.
They will never forget that moment, Gary.
Oh, not at all, not at all. When we saw it, it was like, oh my God, we just couldn't believe it. It was just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my
And then
God,
what are the
look
odds
at
you see it
this.
in the NFL 2 days later?
Yeah,
You know?
and
Right.
JD5 come out there and he says, okay, I got this.
I never thought I would see a day where I would actively root for Washington, but when they drafted Jane Daniels, I'm like, yeah, I got to
Crow versus Southside Friday.
Yeah, I know they wouldn't.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
That's
That's different.
Oh, okay.
That's
yeah,
why
it
they're-
is.
because we don't have a Southside.
Yeah, we don't have
helmet.
a Southside
Yeah.
helmet.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure they do that.
Well, you got
They
them
got
on
new
here?
helmets, so you can't get them a new helmet right now. They're not
Right,
giving them a
man.
new
They
helmet.
fancy over there right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give them about 2 more years when they,
Get a couple of beat up ones that they
Yeah.
don't really need
yeah,
anymore.
they gotta,
Mhm.
you know,
Oh yeah.
Do you have
redo
them
the
on?
helmets.
Yeah, look, it's right here,
So
right there. I just overlooked.
Oh, yeah.
I overlooked it.
Okay, so that's going to be the last one?
What else we got here? Dutchtown above that helmet, stunned by Walker. A lot of people's favorites to get to the dome. Now you turn and look at this and say, how far can they actually make it?
I think I picked Walker on my pick last.
They were
week.
my sleeper pick to make it to
but
the dome.
but they
When we did our prediction show before the season even started, they were my state championship pick. Now that one looks rough.
but
at
Walker
this moment.
Walker I think Walker beat them last year.
I
they
think
did.
you're right. I
I
think
think Walker did
beat
beat them last year, so Walker pretty much had a number. But that's
Yes.
they're gonna battle in that district, you know, and they should be leading the district.
What's a loss like that can do to Dutchtown moving forward?
Mm,
You can either wake them up or it can destroy
It's
them.
going to go one or two ways.
yeah.
Yeah, they'll either wake them up and they'll get better or it'll just.
Now
Well, they have
now the teams that they're gonna be playing have, you know, material. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
how did they beat them?
Yeah.
So
They'll
let's
have
go look
something-
at this
something
thing.
to go with.
Yeah, because they have East Ascension and Live
And-
Oak to close out the year.
And I know in my day when I was in high school, it was always Dutchtown rolls through the regular season, and for some reason they'd always hit that roadblock in the playoffs.
That whole district,
Yeah.
from East Ascension to Santa Monica, Dutchtown, they pretty much compete in that district.
Yep.
Because remember back then, Scotlandville was in that
Yep.
district, and McKinley, and Catholic.
Yep.
Well, here, this might also add a little bit of context too. Walker's 3 losses this year. First one was to Central Baton Rouge, then they lost to Santa Ma, and then they lost to Shaw.
Yeah,
I mean, they lost to three
quality
really good teams.
Exactly.
So
If you-
not a bad loss, but still, you thought this Dutchtown team was semifinal or better.
And they still could be.
They still
I
could
still
be.
think
Yeah.
they can be. I
Yeah.
mean,
A team like that, even taking that loss, I mean, I think it's going to go the right way for Dutchtown.
I'll still hang on
Waking
to them
them
for a
up.
sleeper
Well,
pick.
yeah,
you know?
you have a coaching staff that's going to get those boys.
Oh,
waked up.
absolutely.
I mean, so you ain't got to worry about that. The coaches are going to come out and say, "Hey, we got hitting them out. Let's refocus."
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah,
is it
so
what we
okay.
said last week about a trap game?
Could be.
Yeah,
It could have been.
Could be. Could
It
have
could
been.
have been.
Dutchtown has a big one week 10, don't they?
They got East Ascension this week in Live Oak week 10.
Okay, so
They
Yeah,
they
not too
played
bad.
they played and beat
This-
Santa Monica already.
so they already played the
Yeah.
center. Okay.
Okay. Well,
All right, got to get y'all thoughts on this next one. Mandeville stays unbeaten, but loses huge piece to that skipper offense for the season. What is the realistic expectations now for Mandeville? That is 8-0. You lose a Duke commit at the running back position. You got St. Paul's this week and Fountain Blue week 10. Isaiah Baham steps in at running back now. He's got big shoes to fill. Are we going to go down the route where we have to let these questions be answered after the St. Paul's game?
I was getting ready to say that. Yeah, I think St. Paul's is going to be the game is going to be the determining factor for me. Can he come in there and take his place, and make up for that? Fountain, as much as I love Holden, that Fountain Blue is not doing well this year. Fountain Blue is not. St. Paul's is going to be the game that's going to determine.
And
that.
I mean, St. Paul, even the years since I played them when I was at Acadiana, because I mean we racked heads with them almost every year out in the playoffs.
Correct.
They're a disciplined team. They're gonna be where they're supposed to be. So can you put that piece in and still be able to run an offense?
Right. Can it be as effective? Well, first of all, it won't be as effective.
But can it win you
Can
football games?
Yeah, can it win you a ball game?
Well,
That's going to determine, I think.
Well,
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
I
let's
think
not.
give it the benefit of the doubt until we see otherwise.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
let-
they played very well all year. They stayed undefeated. I know
changing that one-
Shepard's a big deal, but
Listen,
if
man.
if that backup running back is at least,
Listen,
he's at least,
he's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
was-
If he's good, then
He's good.
I think
He's the
Mandeville
real
will
deal.
still be
He,
good.
that backup is good.
But
so
does it affect, you know as well as I do, you change one piece on an offense that can
yeah,
They
yeah.
could also rally around that kid.
it could
Yeah.
but it's an if.
If and if.
Yeah.
But now
If and if.
does
We have to
the,
wait. We
does
have to
the
wait and see.
dome expectations turn into quarterfinal expectations with the loss? Or do you
Still
think
got to
they're
push
still
towards the
good
dome, I
enough to
think,
get
no matter
there?
what. I think you still got to push no matter
Yeah,
what.
I think after this week.
Will, a lot of things will be
They'll
answered this week
determine a
with
lot
St.
of things.
Paul's.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the Jennings Bulldogs. They knock off the Pios for the first time in school history. They got a 7-game winning streak right now, and they look like a scary team entering the playoffs. Your thoughts on the Jennings Bulldogs, red hot?
Oh, man, I got a cousin that lives in Jennings, and he's OHS alum, diehard. Man, he burns my ears about Jennings, how good they are, this and that. I mean, their record speaks for themselves. I mean, and they done knocked off some pretty good teams. So you got to give them credit, and they're ranked up high with number 3 right now in the state, right?
I think so.
I think they're ranked number 3.
I think they have a 5 for sure.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the season ain't over with, but I mean, see who they playing.
And I think they got prep week 10, don't they?
They done played prep already.
No, they got Westlake.
Westlake.
At Westlake.
At West.
That's going to be a good one.
That's gonna be
That's gonna be the determining factor
Well,
right there.
Westlake just got blown out by Lake Charles College Prep
I mean,
last week.
but Lake Charles Prep is a team. I said last week they clicking.
yeah.
They
They are. They're starting right.
When you start clicking at the right time.
right, and they done
Very
play
important.
some battle tested teams. So
Yeah, they got St. Louis this week, Westlake the following.
right, so week 10 that'll determine it, you know.
It'll
Garrett?
determine if they're real or not.
Talk about knocking off the Pios for the first time in school history.
Oh.
What a moment for that program.
Well, man, I'm gonna tell you this right
Yeah,
now.
anybody
You know
beat them,
that
right?
in itself,
That's
you
good,
know,
too.
not
Oh, yeah.
beating a
They're young,
team
too. Notre Dame's
ever,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden coming down and beating them. That is, man, that just makes that program fly.
And it shows
Yeah.
that they're for real.
Right. It shows that they're for real. It shows that everything. The kids themselves. I mean, can you imagine just the joy of knowing? Okay, we've never beaten this team. We're the first team to ever beat this program, and that in itself is so
You
amazing.
know how the game ended?
Yeah.
Notre Dame lined up for a go-ahead field goal, less than a minute left. I think there were around 30 seconds left, and missed it.
Yeah.
So imagine the thrill that night of that,
Oh, yeah.
that type of game.
Because I mean, if they would have made it, okay, it'd have been like, oh man, they still got us, but they
And
missed it, and it's
yeah.
just like it elevates you up to
Sigh,
here.
man, it's a sigh of relief.
Oh yeah, it's
Right.
unbelievable.
Since the week 1 loss to Iowa, they have rolled off 7 in a row, and they're looking really good right now. Thoughts on Jennings?
I mean, I was there with you for the week 1 game against Iowa.
2 touchdowns called back because of penalties.
Yeah,
Right.
that was a rough game for
We're
him.
a tie
because-
ball game in the 4th.
Yeah, that was a rough game because of the penalties and the fact that it was fairly undisciplined for them, and they were going up against an Iowa team that has one of the better defenses in the area too. But had those penalties not been called, had they been able to stay in the game, it would have been interesting to see how those points would have held up if they would have went into overtime and all that stuff. And honestly, it brought me down on Jennings a little bit because they lost that game. But I mean, ripping off these 7 wins, Yeah, you have to take them serious now. We should have been taking them serious like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But they're good. They're a really good team. I think they could possibly make a run.
Coach Fuselair has his team headed in the right direction for
sir.
sure. Hey, we had the battle of the undefeateds last week. Catholic of Point Capee wins a thriller over St. Ed's, and Covington Christian puts Division 4 on notice with a win over Jeanerette. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the battle of undefeateds last week. Chris, we start with Catholic of Point Capee. Big win. What an environment last week when Point Capee and St. Ed's met up.
Yeah, that's another game I wish I could have went to. But that goes to show you right there, any given Friday night.
Yeah.
It don't matter the record, the environment. That's district title game right there, huh?
I think Catholic of Point Capee might have to win one more, and then it is a wrap. But
Right.
Sacred Heart could throw a wrench into everything this week, but we still got to play week 9.
Yeah, you still gotta play that game.
And that was what we had. What last week we started with 28 teams undefeated.
We're around.
I think it's
I
26.
think we're around 20.
Right now.
Now we're down to 16.
Oh,
16.
Last week, yeah.
Yeah. So
It's amazing. It's just
Yeah, we watched the game upstairs
Yeah.
when we were at Pillsbury, and that one right there was one that you could tell a lot of people went home that night and were talking about that one the next day.
oh, most definitely. It was just unreal. I mean, we thought, first of all, to play in New Roads,
Yeah,
that's a hard
It
place
is.
to play.
it is.
We talked about that, a few times.
In a little bowl
Yeah.
and a standing room only.
Yeah, it's
And the
it
stands
was.
are right on your back.
They are. We used to back whenever I was in school and back whenever I first got out of school, and we'd have to go and play over there. Man, it was just like we hated playing over there. It was just so hard to play, and when you have a team, especially 2 undefeateds. I mean, come on. And the game lived up to the hype. I'm sorry, it lived up to everything that it was supposed to be. And hey, St. Ed,
Coach Carruth.
St. Ed's has nothing to hang their
No,
heads
absolutely
about. But you, like I said, when you go in 2 New Roads and playing that team, they're a team to be reckoned with.
We played with a little extra.
Oh, a
If
little bit of
If
fire.
that game was in Eunice,
It
the
could have
outcome
flipped.
could have flipped.
It could have flipped.
Yeah,
yes.
it could have went the other way for sure.
Home field advantage matters
I watched,
this late into the season.
I watched part of that game because I was working a mid, and I had my phone with. I was watching. I was flipping between the UTL game and I was flipping between Catholic Point and St. Ed's. I didn't get to watch the ending of it, but yeah, it was just those 2 teams just going at it the entire way through. I'm like, I wish I didn't have to work. I might have just went to that game instead.
That senior class at St. Ed's, they're hungry to prove a point.
Oh yeah.
I was there a lot of their sophomore years, and when it was in their sophomore year, they knew where they would be come their senior year. That team, you want to talk about senior heavy? That team is very, very senior heavy.
All 18 of them.
And them seniors want to prove a point.
Right.
Coach Shiver, Coach Katie, Coach Nick Trosclair, and all them boys over there got the offense rolling.
Right.
Kane West is, I believe, top 5 in the state in passing right now, 5 or 6.
Something like that.
He's
yeah.
up there.
Yeah,
yeah.
up there for sure.
And then you got Seth Okwan and Blake Moran and the boys catching balls. I mean, it's a sight to see. It's really what they all expected, and I truly think that St. Ed's are going to make a true run at state this year.
Yeah. And
Oh, yes, yeah.
you
I
look
agree.
at you look at
too.
Catholic of Point Capee right now. That is 8-0, and
Yep.
they don't have the depth that St. Ed's has.
Absolutely.
And that's a group there that plays together. They don't have many of them, but when they send out those 11 on the field,
absolutely.
man, they gonna give you hell for 4 quarters.
Yes,
Absolutely.
You are right.
And Coach Carruth, what a tremendous job he's done with the limited roster he's had this season. And
I do want to ask this because I know Catholic of Point Capee, they had a couple of games where they had looked shaky early on, and we were like, how do you feel about them? But they were able to come back and win those games. Do y'all feel like those fears are now assuaded with a statement win?
I mean, when you ain't got much depth and you battle some key injuries, You're gonna find yourself in those type of games.
Yeah. That's
So,
what I was thinking.
If they're
too.
healthy right now, watch out in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was thinking that I
Yeah.
felt like that there was something else going on right there. So, because
Chris, Covington Christian put Division 4 on notice. They moved to 8-0, knocking off a Generette team that we've all thought was dome good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Generate still is.
I think Generate still is. Yeah,
I
think
just
they're
ran into
still
a
doing
really good Covington Christian team last Friday.
Yeah.
I think they got a little reality check.
Yeah.
I mean, not no bad way, but
Not in a bad way.
But
Yeah.
that might be what they need to just make sure they got that little extra oomph, you know. So,
So how good is Covington Christian? That would be the question mark.
I think
8-0. You talk about quiet undefeateds. There's one of them.
we kept talking about different teams over the last few years. That's one that's you better be watching because
Absolutely.
they're quiet. They're quiet good.
Yeah.
Quiet good.
Absolutely.
Yes, I agree.
Fellas, Covington Christian on our radar now.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
for sure.
Definitely.
I mean, I kind of figured that. I knew that game versus Generate was going to be a statement game for either team to win that. I don't think Generate losing that game was a bad thing for them. I just think it's two good teams matching up late in the year. Generate's going to be just fine.
Yeah.
And Covington Christian gonna have some eyes on you. They're gonna have some eyes on them now, so
Radar.
pressure's gonna start cooking up a little
Yep.
bit more.
Radar alerts.
Yes, sir.
16 undefeateds remain, ladies and gentlemen. 4 in the non-select and 12 in the select
Oh,
part of the power rankings this week. Undefeateds 12 and 4 in those different classifications. So 16 undefeateds remain. We'll see how many survive week 9. Any undefeateds this week? I didn't see any. Did y'all see any undefeated matchups this week?
No.
I don't think there's any.
I don't think there's any this week, which is surprising.
There's a couple of like 8-0s versus 7-1s, like
Yeah.
Dunham and Episcopal, and then you have Airline and Bird. Zachary and Central BR
Yeah.
both have one loss.
Yeah.
You got a lot
Mandeville's
of
playing a
one-loss.
2-loss. Mandeville's playing a 2-loss St. Paul's
Yeah.
team, but St. Paul's could have been 8-0 too. You never.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't know.
Next week we have a shot to have some undefeateds, though.
oh, we
Yes,
definitely.
we do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Hey, it seems like every week we talk about the Bunkie Panthers. Can we do it one more time?
Oh yeah. Most definitely.
Chris, I got to talk to you about Bunkie. Bunkie gets revenge on Gina, and it wasn't even close.
It was not-
Yeah.
They take the lead in the District 2-3A race after a 41-0 road win over Gina. Here's the kicker. This is why I wanted to bring it up. They've outscored their opponents through 3 weeks, 158-0.
Damn.
And so far this season, Chris,
Wait. Repeat that again.
the last 3 weeks, they have outscored their opponents 158-0.
You want to talk about a defense clicking?
And I want to talk to you
Yeah.
about the season, Chris.
3 shutouts back to back to back.
Can I talk to you about the defense? The season.
Go ahead.
374-39 this season.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gave up 39 points.
It don't.
through 8
I don't.
weeks.
It's hard to do. When, people can say the level of competition that you're playing.
Correct. But you still had JV
You-
as playing half of the fourth quarter.
You still have to go out there and play the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a basketball player scoring 70 points. You know how hard it is to score 70 points in a game and have a triple double. So
Right.
I mean, you still passing the ball, still rebounding, you still playing hard but not to give up all them points. That's
Right.
that's amazing.
Some of those blowouts, JV has to come in the fourth quarter,
And they're still
pitching.
so that's telling
yeah.
you that's telling you Bunker gonna be good for a while.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Bunky's
Yeah.
here to stay.
They're
Seth, what
here
you
to
think?
Oh, absolutely. I called it last year. I thought Bunkie was gonna make a roll to the dome. I think this year.
This year they're better.
We got,
Yeah,
we
this
got
year's-
all our chips to the front of the table.
This year it's scary.
I think that Bunkie was good last year. I think they're
If
better
you fall,
this year.
if you fall on that side of the bracket,
Yeah.
you better get prepared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
You
they're
got
better
Dylan
this
Compton, you got Kyle Johnson, you got Zion Lee, you got
athletes.
year.
you got athletes
across the
everywhere,
board.
and you got a nasty defense for sure. Go ahead, Enoch.
We'll say this: we've been talking about Bunkie all year. We've known that Bunkie is good, but the fact that their defense has been this lights out this year, the fact that they are able to put up points as well as they have been, taking their guys out in the fourth quarter, it's a good thing to see because we we were kind of expecting last year that Bunkie could make a run. This year, it's like, well, they definitely should. I mean,
This is the year.
if they could,
It was every year.
it would not be a surprise at all to me if they find a way to make it to the Dome.
Hey, postseason football from the Grove, live on Under the Lights, very possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very possible.
Oh,
yeah.
Last thing on Bunkie, Chris. You don't just go into Gina
No.
and blow them out and shut them out.
No, you don't.
Not at all.
No matter if they're on a down year or not, you don't just go in and kick the door down, but Panthers did.
Yeah.
Final takeaway, Russo is back in Kaplan and the Bayou Trophy is back in Elton. So we talked about it last week. We said Tank Lateef has never lost the Russo Trophy game. Well, he's back at Kaplan, and guess where the trophy is going back?
Kaplan.
With him.
With him. It's staying with him.
And Elton knocks off Basile. The streak is over, and the trophy heads back across the bayou and back into Elton's trophy case. Got to feel good for that program. Finally into the streak.
I went with my heart last week. I didn't pick Elton because I got pulled over and got a ticket in Elton.
You're right. You're right.
I ain't picking y'all. You see that? No.
I paid my ticket off. Maybe I would have picked y'all
Yeah.
instead. Or just don't give me one.
No, but hey, anytime you have teams like that do that, it's so exciting because man, it takes a weight off of your shoulders to where okay, this team's all and man, it's just like hey, we're on top now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's something that's great.
Time to go to UTL top fives of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Chris, you writing them down?
I'm getting ready to.
Let's write them down. Remember, this is a top 5, 1 to 5, where we think is the best teams in the state right now. Doesn't mean records, doesn't mean where they're ranked in the power rankings right now. This is where myself, the biased one, ranks his teams, right?
Fort Bear number 1.
Yeah, that's right. Now,
That's right.
Go Red Devils, huh?
A lot of movement this week, Chris.
Yeah.
A lot of shift, a lot of new teams in, and a lot of surprises in these top 5s. We'll see who likes them at the end of it.
That's not surprising considering the way that a lot of these games went. So
Division 4 non-select, there's no new teams here, but there is movement of where they were a week ago.
And that's your order.
Yes, 5 to 1. Logan Sport's going to stay at 5. Jeanerette falls to 4. Mangum falls to 3. South Plaquemines is at 2. And Haynesville still at 1.
no issues,
None.
none whatsoever.
Haynesville, they were
Haynesville's
yeah,
handling business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
yeah, you're right.
Any issues?
I think
not at all.
I think Haynesville was just
Heads over.
regrouping
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
over the past couple of years.
Coming off of a state runner-up.
And still went to state last year.
Yeah.
yeah.
No issues in Division 4 non-select.
No.
No, not at
GL
all.
top 5.
You're
Okay.
good.
Who you got on the bubble?
Who I had on the bubble? I gotta look at this. 1 second, good sir. Division 4 non-select.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it? DeQuincy, North Iberville,
It was
Faraday.
Quincy
DeQuincy. There you go.
Yeah, DeQuincy was
The fighting Jake McCoys.
on
Right.
sitting at 6.
Yeah, the Fighting Jakes.
Mm-hmm.
The fighting.
Division 4 select.
We're going Division 4 select.
Yep.
Division 4 select top 5. Here we go. Number 5 is Catholic Appointee.
Oh wow, they're number 5. Okay.
Number 4, Ascension Catholic, Chris. Number 3 makes their way into the top 5 for the first time. Covington Christian. Number 2, Washita Christian. Number 1, Vermilion Catholic. Covington makes their way into the top 5. Put them at 3 this week.
Who you got at the bubble?
I have to stay on this, huh?
Riverside or St. Ed's, Kentwood, St. Fred's, Central Episcopal. Just throwing names out there.
I like it, but
Yeah.
I'd maybe flip 4 and 3, but other than that, no issues. Maybe.
I still keep
May-
St. Ed in the 5.
Maybe
Yeah.
St. Ed's at 6.
Yeah, I could. Yeah,
Yeah.
I keep them still at 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they went in there undefeated.
hmm
You know,
Gotcha.
Sure.
No other changes?
No, that,
Like I said, for me, maybe flip 3 and 4, but that's about it.
Okay.
I mean, VC gonna be there for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be number 1 for a good while. So
Them and Watchdog Christian is going to be flirting 1-2 until we get to the playoffs.
You're right.
right.
How about Division 3 non-select? We like those matchups whenever teams play each other for winner stays in, don't we?
For sure.
Yeah.
Kaplan 5, ERAF 4, Union Parish 3, St. James 2, Oak Grove 1.
I'd flip Kaplan and ERAF
Yeah.
just because Kaplan played this week and they had a
You want your bubble team?
Who's the bubble?
Sterlington
I put
Sterling.
Sterlington in and take St. James out.
for Troy.
I would
Nah,
just flip,
that's
I
a-
would
that's
just
a
flip
good
Kaplan
bubble.
and ERAF personally.
ERAF, Kaplan, winner stays.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sterlington, if they win,
Yeah, Sterlington wins, they can take that spot for sure. I didn't want to be too harsh on ERAF and take him out for Sterlington, but I think I have ERAF 5, Kaplan 4.
Okay. Anything else?
nah.
We're good?
I didn't want to punish ERAF for not being able to play a game
Yeah.
due to
No.
conditions that were not out of their control, of course.
Division 3 select. We got movement.
All right.
Number 5, this week Notre Dame drops out. Newman moves in.
Number 5. Okay.
Number 4, Catholic New Iberia. Number 3, Dunham moves to 3. Number 2, Calvary Baptist. Number 1, Bunkie.
So you said was your number 5? You said Notre Dame was out. Who took the 5th spot?
Newman.
Newman.
Newman. And I mean, you got a district title game between Dunham and Episcopal. Episcopal could take Dunham's spot if they win. So
Who you had in the
still see
bubble?
some movement in that one, regardless.
Either LCA or Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I'm not taking anybody out of
No,
your
I'm
list.
good with that one.
Yeah,
No.
that was actually.
Probably just with who's at number
Yeah.
1.
No, I'm fine with Bunkie being number 1. I have no issues with that at all. I would just, I'd maybe swap Dunham and Calvary, but I'm not confident on that.
I'll swap. I would swap Calvary and Bunkie.
You put Calvary at 1
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Put Bunkie at 3, or just drop him to 2 and put
Keep
Dunham
them
down.
at 2.
Okay.
So you going Calvary 1. You going with what I went with, huh?
Yeah, I think Bunkie
You
stays
said
at
no-
I
1.
mean, the only thing that I would do, I think Catholic and Iberia is finally starting to, they really
Yeah.
rolling. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd boost them
anything,
up to 3.
Yeah.
I'd put them at 3 and I keep everything the same. Bunkie number 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Gary, you good?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Catholic and New Iberia would probably go to 3. I think Bunkie is really strong with, Calvary is still Calvary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put Calvary
I
at
put
1.
I put Calvary.
I don't mind giving Bunkie the benefit.
I'm
of
just
the doubt.
giving Bunkie the number 1 over the last 4 weeks.
Well, right.
Yeah,
and
they
I
are.
agree with that too. but I mean,
130 to 0.
158 to 0.
Yeah,
like
most
that's
definitely.
insane numbers.
And you're not
No
you're
problem.
playing
giving
some
the
good
benefit of
teams.
the doubt
No,
there.
absolutely. It's not like you playing anybody.
Don't say no.
No.
Don't say no names.
Division 2 non-select, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
We have a team out. We got a team in.
Okay.
We got a new leader this week. We start with number 5, Iowa at 5.
Okay.
Number 4, Franklin Parish. Into the top 5 for the first time at 3, Jennings. Number 2, Lutcher. Number 1, Opelousas.
I'm cool with it.
Division 2 non-select top 5.
The only one, I don't really have a problem with it now.
No, actually, that's.
I mean,
You
People-
were surprised with the Jennings one in, wasn't you?
a little
You
bit.
weren't
I was surprised that they
expecting
were
it.
number 3. I kind of figured that you were going to put. I'm glad to see Iowa in there for sure. I'm glad Iowa's getting that rub. kind of looking at it, I didn't know if you were going to put like Iota or something else, but I think Iowa getting that. Who's number 6? Who's your bubble team? That's what I want to know.
I mean, you can't. You gotta go probably Cecilia or Iota right now.
I would take Iota. I would take Iota as my number 6 then. But if can you
It's a good
can
thing- a good
you
thing we only
interchange
do
Iota
5.
and Iowa with how good both of those teams are? It's just. I mean, you could move a bunch of those teams around. Like I would probably put Franklin Parish in the top 3. You can argue Opelousas. You could argue Opelousas and Lutcher 1A, 1B.
Okay.
I think they're kind of more or less on equal
Anybody
footing right
else
now,
got any,
especially with that big win. Yeah, I
North
put Frank.
DeSoto,
North DeSoto still in your 5.
and Cecilia.
And Cecilia.
I would take Jennings and Iowa out.
Okay.
That's just
I'll tell
Yeah.
you what. I'd put Jennings at 4 and put Franklin Parish at 3.
Franklin Parish stays.
Franklin stays, and you said
Cecilia be
Chance,
5.
Lutcher,
Cecilia be
go for
5, and North DeSoto will be 4.
Gary.
And you can listen.
I
I'll even
like-
swap us and Lutcher.
1, 2.
1, 2, yeah.
Yeah, Lutcher, because they're undefeated,
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Right.
so
I think that's good. There's a few, if you're in the top 5, there's just a few. It's just a positioning thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that you got it pretty good.
and we're pretty
Yeah.
much a sports writers,
Yeah.
so we're not that.
Yeah. We don't count.
We don't.
Yeah, we don't count.
I mean, people.
Seth, you good?
I'm good with it.
People think we do.
Like I
but
said,
we
I
don't.
put.
These rankings don't mean nothing.
No.
I would. You can argue Lutcher or Opelousas. I'd probably put Lutcher 1 just for the fact that they are undefeated. But Opelousas a firm 2. I'd put Franklin Parish at 3. Jennings at 4. Iowa at 5, and my number 6 is Iota.
Okay. Let's go Division 2 select. No changes. This is probably the one that has been locked in since we started this, and it
Pretty
has
close.
no changes 1 through 5. For me personally,
Right.
yeah, all y'all have different opinions
And
than I
any
do,
positionings or
And that's-
changes or no?
and that's
No, that's
completely
good.
fine.
All right.
Number 5, St. Charles. Just keep winning. Comments. Just
Yeah.
keep winning.
Yeah.
I mean, they justified it with the win over Bell Chase. So
Yeah.
John
Yeah, we
F.
knew that
Kennedy
coming.
at 4. Edie White at 3. Shaw 2. ULAP 1. No changes the last 3 weeks with that order. For me, y'all might have different opinions of who should be in there and the order.
I'd maybe argue Haynes, but that's about it.
Okay.
Maybe argue Haynes to take St. Charles, but that's it.
Them Shaw Eagles are flying right now.
They
Oh,
are.
it's flying. bro.
JB's been happy. I know that.
Who they got
As
this
far as
week and
the-
next week? They got
I'll
Bell
Got
pull it
Chase.
up.
St. Charles next week.
St. Charles
And
next
they got
week.
Bell Chase this week, huh?
Yeah, and they got Bell Chase this week.
Yeah.
Bell Chase about to get it.
Bell Chase might get some. If
The
they find a way to
reality
pull that
check.
upset, then
They been up.
Bell Chase pulls off that upset, it'll earn them some goodwill for sure.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. It's gonna be. It's
Yeah,
it's gonna be a tough game no
mean,
matter what.
We've been high on St. Charles all year, even with the competition that they play.
Yeah.
They played a grueling schedule.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Good.
Yeah.
Let's go to the big boys, Division 1 non-select. We start off with number 5, and I'll give you number 6 real quick.
That's number 6.
I'll give you number 6, and they were put in out of my top 5 because of the injury.
Mandeville.
I took Mandeville out of the top 5 because of the key injury. You got to go show me this week that
Right.
you can rally and go get a big win over St. Paul's.
Right.
Sounds fair?
Yeah. Oh, that's
Uh,
fair enough.
Let me see what your top 5 looks like.
Okay.
first.
Number 5, I put Zachary. Number 4, I put Central Baton Rouge. Number 3, I put Airline. Number 2, I put Ruston. Number 1, I put Neville.
I'll give Mandeville the benefit of the doubt and keep him in my top 5.
Okay.
That backup quarterback should still be running back. That backup running back should still be pretty good.
Hey,
I'll give him the
and
benefit
then-
of the doubt this week.
And we can see it.
They're 8-0. They're still a
display.
very, very good team.
We
I'll
can see it on
keep-
display Friday night, and then all my answers my questions will be answered.
Right. I think I would just put Mandeville back at 5. I'll take V out and put him at 6. I mean, no shame in that. And I would probably put Central at 3 and Airline at 4.
Zach on Central this week, right?
Yes.
Zach was playing Central BR, yes.
How you like those winner stays ins in these rankings?
Yeah.
That's
I agree with
a
that.
darn good one, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The only one that I'd switch is Rustin and Airline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put Rustin at 2.
No, Rustin is at
Rustin.
2. I'll put Airline at 2. Rustin
Put
at
Airline
3.
at 2.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Okay. Gary, thoughts, concerns, questions?
Rustin and Airline, I think I would flip. I agree with that on that because right now, I'm sorry, I'm jumping on the wagon. As far as that, I think Airline's playing well.
Yeah, Airline's legit. The fact that I'm moving from 3 to 4 is not a slight on them at all. I just think.
Until we get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I just think
You
that
just gotta
Central's
outscore
a little bit better.
We saw an 84-82 matchup this past week, so you could see a playoff
And
matchup.
small schools
with
that did that too.
Airline
I
like
noticed that as well.
this week. How about Division One Select?
Top 10?
Oh, we're about to get to this one.
Top
Oh, we getting to this one.
yeah.
Top 10. I don't have a top 10, sir.
You got a top
I got a
five.
top 5-ish.
10? Ish.
Who's your number
Ish.
6?
Among the
Who's your number 6? Let's see where we're going with this.
They said a team that plays zero defense isn't legit as long as you win by one more point, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
1 point more,
1
you win.
point.
Hey,
Better
even in the
on
playoffs,
any
there may
given
still be
Friday.
teams that can't stop that offense.
Hey,
So
a win's a win. Nobody's looking at the final score.
We are,
right.
we are repeating.
Who cares if you win
We are
ugly, just
repeating
win.
what's on the screen.
Yeah.
Not-
Yeah.
who cares if you win ugly? Just win.
Airline wins a quarterfinal matchup 87-86.
Hey,
It could happen.
unless
Hey.
they're playing bird.
4 overtimes,
Yeah.
Gary.
Oh my God.
It could happen.
Yep.
Division One Select, we go 5. It is Turlings.
Mm.
Number 4, Catholic of Baton Rouge. Number 3, Acadiana. Number 2, Alexandria. And number 1, Etna Carr.
I have it exactly the same way you do.
I agree.
Beating, yeah, I have it exactly the same way you do.
I agree.
Chris,
No,
Seth, it seems
no
like
issues at all.
Y'all might have it differently here. What y'all,
No issues at
what
all.
y'all thinking?
I just want to know. We can freestyle off the top of our head. The bottom 6.
Yeah.
6 through 10, huh?
Number 6 was who?
Well,
Rummel?
I'll say this: if Opelousas and Edna Carr play each other, are we still talking about Edna Carr at number 1?
He would have picked Etna Carr.
I'd have picked that in the car, but knowing what I know now after the Ash game,
Yeah, I'd
I'd have put Jesuit or Rummel at 6.
Jesuit or Rummel. I
And-
think
and-
I'd probably go into Rummel personally. That's just-
And the Ash, so I would take Carr, and it'd be Acadiana and Ash 1 or 2. I mean, this is just maybe being biased, but
You can't
When
take
the-
Carr off out of 1.
when the veer starts rolling, you ain't stopping it.
and that's the
Carr
problem.
couldn't stop it.
That's the problem.
Yeah, but we're talking about through 8 weeks right now.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
saying.
Okay,
In
you-
general,
They
it's
couldn't stop it in week 14.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
All right, y'all have a shot to meet again.
Yeah.
Do it
Yeah.
again.
because
Right.
that's the only asterisk that's pointing out to me with Carr staying at 1.
Well,
is
we'll see.
Opelousas
Carr
and
got
not
Carr
playing
got
each other.
John Curtis this week,
Yeah.
so we'll see.
I'll put
That's
the
gonna be
under.
a defensive game right now.
Put whatever line you got on that game. Put that on the under.
Carr is, you can say what you want on this. Right now, Carr, the way that they're playing right now, is the team that you got to beat.
No, absolutely.
I agree with that.
That's just
Yeah.
me. Carr, you have
It's
to
a
beat
bunch
Carr.
of.
Best
100%.
best team in 4 years, right?
Right. Oh
Yeah.
God, yes.
Yeah.
Best team they've had since the 2020
Since
year.
the
I think so
2020.
too.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that big defensive lineman that ended up transferring was he eligible to play this year or no? No. So he'll be there next year.
No,
No, he
He's
reclassified to graduate early.
he's graduating.
Oh,
in
he
December.
did. Okay.
That's the whole purpose of him going to.
Oh, okay.
What else we got? Power rankings, ladies and gentlemen. Your number 1 seeds this week. Division 4 non-select. South Plaquemines still on top. Division 3 non-select. St. James, welcome to the top spot. No,
There you go, Troy.
Division 2 non-select. Franklin 10 did not make it into my top 5, but they are ranked in the power rankings here. Okay.
Keep an eye out on them.
Division 1 non-select. Neville at the top, rightfully so.
Right.
Yeah.
Division 4 select is Vermilion Catholic. Division 3 select Newman. Division 2 select Shaw Leapfrogs ULAB this week. And Division 1 select is Edna Carr. That is a look at your 1 seeds heading into week 9.
Newman has been a quiet
sleeper.
team this
Quiet.
year.
Oh,
They have not played it amount of games as everyone else also.
I think they've had 2 games.
They've had
canceled.
two games that less than everybody else.
Yeah.
But they still
Or it might have just been one
they
game.
haven't been
canceled
talked
in an
about
open
as
week.
much this year.
Correct.
Right. It's like, remember whenever Destrehan was
Mm-hmm.
a quiet champion?
Yeah.
Watch Newman.
They just had the suffocating defense that it kept them
Won't be easy.
on
Though.
everybody's
That's
eyes.
that.
No.
That's that Calvary Baptist
Dunham,
that bracket.
yeah.
Yeah.
Catholic New Iberia.
Teams on the bubble. Division 4 non-select got some work to do. Delcom sits at 30. Remember, top 28 gets in. Eastbo 33, Maryville 34. Those two might be on the outs. Delcom has a shot to get in, though.
Yep.
Division 3 non-select, Caldwell sits at 29, which is not a local here. Let's scratch that out. Ville Platte is a local. They sit at 32.
32. We got
So
Pine Prairie this week.
they get a win this week, and then not sure who they play week 10, but
I think they got Church Point.
They played Church Point already.
Crowley?
they got 2 winnable games the next
Maybe.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe. Can they sneak into the 28 slot?
Look,
Division 2 non-select, Eunice sits at 30. Would be crazy if we see Eunice miss the playoffs.
yeah.
Yeah, it would be first time in a while.
Livonia's at 31 and St. Martinville at 35. Not sure if St. Martinville can catch up to 28. Would need to win out
Correct.
to be close. And then Division 1
Ville
non-select,
Platte has Church Point. Sorry.
Nish is at 34. Division 4 select, Hanson Memorial sits at 29, a little about 5 spots out. Division 2, Washington Marion is at 30. So they're 6 out, and then Lafayette sits at 27. They got a shot to get in.
Yeah. And they got Nish this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was doing that, was
Well, they taking
not
24 in
not
that.
all of them.
24
in that,
teams in that bracket. So a lot of teams on the bubble still have an opportunity to sneak their way into the playoffs, and that's what anyone can ask for just to make it to the big dance, right?
That's it.
Right.
Collect that check.
Let's
That's
go questions for the panel at this time. Enoch, if you can pull up that quote, my friend.
Sure, I got you right here.
There was a post shared on Facebook this week,
I love it.
and I want to hear the panel's perspective. I want to hear their thoughts on it. I think we're all going to be in agreement here, and I think it's a wonderful gesture that was made. But this new generation that we're in, it's crazy that things have to be made, posts have to be made like this, but you have to realize what's on the line Friday night.
I'll read it for you if you want me to.
So you can go ahead and read it. This comes from a team from North Louisiana. We're not going to speak on the team if anyone wants to enter it in the chat, but love the quote, and this is how high school football should be.
All right, so they give their schedule for practice and whatnot. That's not as important, but here are the bullet points. We are playing a district championship Friday. No player will be excused to leave practice early for any reason. No haircut appointments, no tux measurements, no homecoming escort practice, no pictures, etc. Please don't ask. If these are more important than preparing for a district championship game, go ahead and turn your equipment in. And last bullet point. Focus on the task at hand. This is the most important game of the year because it is the next game. And then go whatever team it is.
Yeah, what a statement, and I'm fired up listening to that and reading it. I think we're all going to be in favor here, but that's how it should be.
I think
You got to lock in.
that too, but I think that the staff of the school, they don't understand the severity of these coaches winning these games. I don't win this game, I don't have a job.
Exactly.
This is my livelihood. Just like how you have to get in that classroom and teach those kids, and if you don't do your job, you're out of there. He don't do his job, he's out of there. So, yes, and if a parent feels like it's more important. My son is on the homecoming court. He has to do this. It's a once in a lifetime experience. Which one is important? Because guess what? If I don't perform on this field and we don't win this game, then guess what? It ain't no happy homecoming.
Yeah.
You're right.
And especially if he's a star athlete. So I'm 100% in agreement of that. You know?
I mean, as a coach, homecoming's always been distraction week, anyways. I mean, it's
Worst week for sure.
You taking,
Well, I'm not sure if it's homecoming
No,
week this
but-
week, but yeah.
Right.
but
It is for
was
them
all,
If you
because
can't,
they
if you
wouldn't have
can't
mentioned
get up
that
for a
otherwise.
district title game,
Yeah, and I mean-
then why do you
But
play?
when they
them?
said put for
Tux
your
and all
tux
that.
and all that,
Correct.
I'm
It
just
is-
assuming
it
that-
is
yeah.
homecoming
So
for
I
us.
mean, my thing is that it's sad that where we're at right now, we have to put those stipulations. But like you just said, the teachers that aren't affiliated with athletics don't know.
They don't care.
Oh, it's just a game. It's just a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but what are you gonna get fired if your kids fail your standardized testing?
Right.
Or if we don't win this district title, I may not have a job.
Right.
So how you want me to explain it to my family that I'm trying to feed?
Even parents. It's just a game. Yes, maybe to you it is, but to the other 21 kids that's on offense and defense playing, and your kid getting fitted for a tux
Yeah.
and it's practice time or getting a haircut, like a once in a lifetime experience. Yes, district titles gonna come every year.
Yeah.
You know,
And the work it takes to get
right.
into a
You
district.
prepare yourself from the spring. You get maybe 2 weeks off before summer workouts, and you got the whole summer, and you gonna throw it down the drain for that.
Gary, you're old school, my
I
friend.
was getting ready to say, I'm getting ready to
This-
throw my 2 cents in there on that, baby.
This fires you up
Oh.
and it excites you to see this still in high school football.
Oh God! When you see or hear a letter like that, well, it makes me think of 2 things. So, I've been involved with coaching staffs, not multiple coaching staffs, and they would. Every coach that I know tells me they hate homecoming week. And you might say, "Oh, well, not every coach." Bull crap.
Every single one.
Every single coach
Never
that I
met one
know
that liked
of that is in charge of a head coach or a position coach, whatever, hates homecoming because it's a distraction. It takes their players' minds off of the task at hand, which is winning a football game and becoming contenders for the district championship, and it just takes them into other things. Now, if you want to schedule, and I hate to say this, a cupcake for homecoming, well, that's fine. They'll make it a little bit easier. But you can't do that these days.
No.
I mean, you got people playing hard teams because of the power rankings and everything like that. So
Gary,
that's crazy.
We're in week 9. We're playing for a district title.
Well,
Friday night.
right. And that's what I'm saying. So why are you going to, even think about not going to practice or not or leaving early or doing whatever
not
you got
even
to
a
do?
thought.
That's not a thought. And
Not at
I
all.
graduated in 1982, so I'm kind of old. So I'm gonna tell you right now, I could have seen somebody going up to Coach Donnie Perron, and even before that, when my brother had Coach Joe Tumanella, and saying, "I got to go get a haircut. I'm not going to be at practice today," or something like that. Oh my God! I think they'd have had a mushroom cloud over Port Barry. I mean, I'm sorry, it would not have happened.
Right.
And I know Coach Perron, and I heard, and it's not just Coach Perron. I've heard this from other coaches from other schools. Homecoming is the biggest distraction and the biggest problem that they have.
Yeah, but we're not talking homecoming. That's besides the point. We're talking the big one.
Well,
The
no.
district championship
Well, that's what I'm
game.
saying. But if it's for a district championship and you're gonna go start worrying about homecoming instead of that task at
I
hand,
don't think
then
it's
you don't need to
homecoming.
be on that team.
And I don't think it's homecoming week. We're
Well,
not playing
I know.
homecoming games in week 9.
Well, you don't know about that. I mean, it could happen, it could not. But I mean,
Week 10.
it doesn't matter. But just the point of it is
Right.
saying that, okay, I'm not worried about that game. I'm worried more about that dance and how I look and
What's
how pretty I
more?
am.
What's more important?
You're in agreement with the letter, is what you're saying.
Oh, most definitely. I'm gonna give that a 2 thumbs up.
But it's
Hell yeah.
but it has to be put out because of the new generation.
And it's sad.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
sad that it has to be put out.
You can't just tell everyone in the huddle
Right.
after practice anymore.
You can't.
No.
You can't really put it in a group
And
text.
it is homecoming week for
Yeah,
students.
it
Right.
is. You see
Right.
that? So
Yeah.
So the point he's making is like, after practice, you do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you need a measurement
You got
for
time.
a suit or a tuxedo or whatever,
Hey,
hey,
these
take that at home.
hour and a half to 3 hours that you're with us after school or before school
And
starts,
maybe more with a program like Sterlington is.
You got to lock in. It's
Yeah.
district championship week.
And who they playing this week?
Enoch?
I will pull it up.
But my
right
thing is
now.
too, even on that, and it's the same thing I tell my guys. I'm like, we don't practice till 5:30 in the afternoon. If you can't find time from whenever you get out of school, let's say 3 o'clock, 3:30, get your homework done and go do whatever you need to do to get to practice on time.
Carroll.
Then
Just thought.
what's more important to you?
Right.
Because I know when I played, you putting your body on the line every day at practice. It's a year-round thing, but you're gonna sacrifice the sacrifice that you done made to go and get fitted for a tux or get a haircut. I know back in my day, if you'd have told Coach Ted, Coach,
Brad Davison?
I ain't gonna be there for practice. I gotta go get a haircut. When you come back, your lock is cleared.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You made a commitment at the beginning when you got your gear and everything. You make a commitment at that time, and that time is not from questionable about you. Okay, this week I'm not going to be as committed. Bull crap. You start from this point and you go till the last game. You got to make a commitment, and that's all there is to it. I like it, and I'm gonna tell you right now. If your parents think that that's more important, then maybe you don't need to be on that team.
I mean, and with a district like they're in, like, I mean, it's not like you're playing someone that's not good for homecoming. So, I mean, even though, listen, I'm gonna use an example. Next week we have Beauchamp for homecoming. Coach still want them locked in, regardless of the fact who Beauchamp
That's
is.
how we always do.
You're gonna be locked in. Everything's gonna go as planned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if you got your suit, you get that done the week before. The weekend coming, after the weekend coming, you know what you facing. Get it done on the weekend.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can get that done on a Saturday after, you go watch film, do whatever you got to do, then go do that. That's what Saturdays are for, You don't need to take time off for that.
You're in agreement with the letter?
I am,
Yes or no?
but I want to kind of approach it a little bit of a different way.
Okay. Make it
If
quick.
you're a kid that is worried about the homecoming stuff, like if you're going on homecoming court, all that stuff, you're more than likely a senior. Now that you think about it, dude, you have how many games left?
You only guaranteed 2.
You're only guaranteed 2 when it's all said and done. Those games should matter more than any of the other 38 games you played before.
And then, barring an injury, it might not even be 2. It might be a half a game. You get
Agreement?
injured, you're done.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I 100%
Agreement?
agree with that.
Oh, yes.
You set the
Yes,
parameters.
yes.
If anybody has a problem with it,
Next question,
do it-
because we
get it right.
got 16 minutes before we make some picks. Next
good.
question for the panel. Explain for everyone listening right now that are not familiar. There's going to be about 56 of you watching right now that are familiar, and this will make no sense to you while we're asking, but there will be those 2 out there that will come into play in the near future. Explain overtime rules for those that don't know, and we may see it in the near future, even in the playoffs.
We almost saw one last Friday.
Almost saw one last Friday. Who wants to jump and explain this for those that are interested in this topic? Because you're going to see some overtime games this week, next week, and even the playoffs.
So the only overtime game I've ever saw live was 3 years ago. Beauchamp went up to play Grant Parish, played in overtime. Unfortunately, we didn't come on the winning end of that. I believe it's every team gets a possession. You start at, I think, the 10-yard line,
25.
and then you have your
10.
chance to score, and then the other team has a
10.
chance to score. It's almost like college, but you start at the 25, but there's no 2-point conversion shootout.
10.
You saw that at the end.
I said it's 25 in college, 10 in high school.
Right.
But it's almost the same as how college does it, except it starts at the
And then
10.
after the second
and-
overtime, you got to go for 2.
Yeah, you have to go for 2 after the second. Yeah. So
So you're starting at the 10. You do the coin toss before. Heads, tails. Winner decides if they want the ball or go on defense first.
almost always choose defense.
Yeah, always.
And
Gotta
then
choose defense first.
which end zone you want to go to, all that good stuff. Start at the 10, 4 downs. Field goals are in play once you get past the second overtime. 2-point conversions the rest of the way.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll see it. You know it's coming.
Yeah, there's going to be 1 or 2 more games throughout the. We might see it in the playoffs too.
We might see it Friday night.
And
Very
and
possible.
I'm gonna tell you, high school, you have to basically, you start at the 10, and it's 1st and 10. You go for, and you do that every time.
First and goal from the 10.
First and goal from the 10 every time. And I eventually see that they're going to probably make it to where it's going to be very similar to college, where after 3 or 4 or whatever, instead of
That's
you're
not
going to
even
go just for 2
It's not
points.
the 2
conversions.
overtimes. It would
I
be
think
the
that
2-point
would be
conversion.
better, but I mean, until they make that decision, it's first and goal at the 10.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with the whole 2-point conversion shootout after the second overtime if the state of Louisiana
And it's
implemented
not
it.
mandatory that you kick a field goal in the first overtime.
It's not.
Correct. It's
Extra
not.
point.
Extra,
Not mandatory to
no,
kick an
The
extra
first
point.
2.
No.
no, you can go for 2.
You can go for 2.
You can go
you
for
can.
2 after that touchdown
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
scored.
Yeah.
Yep.
And put that pressure on the.
Correct.
Yeah.
A lot of teams out there
Indiana,
don't
it's up
have
to the
kickers.
coaches. That's the coaches' discretion.
Right. There's a lot of teams
Can you
that we
imagine
know
the
that
pressure?
don't have kickers.
You imagine the pressure going up by 8 in the first overtime, knowing they got to score, then they got to get a 2.
2 points.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seeing schools sing their alma mater after games, great to see. Thoughts on that? You love that tradition.
I think that's the best tradition in high school. Whether you win or lose, you have the band playing your alma mater and you're in front of it and you're singing it. I'm a big West Monroe fan. Everybody knows I love Acadiana, but I'm a big West Monroe fan. And the reason I love West Monroe as much as I do is I've gone to many games where I've watched West Monroe in a championship game where they won and where they lost and everything, and they go to the corner, they hug each other all the time, and the band plays alma mater and they sing it with them. Whether you win a game or whether you lose a game, that to me shows the unity of that team.
Correct.
And well, not just that team, but that school.
Yep.
And I think that's better
Tradition still
to
lives.
see that. I think it's so important to have a community, a school come together with that, you know, trust and love for each other. Because it doesn't matter about anything in life right now. We're in high school. We got to come together and do our best and fight to the end, no matter what the result. Stay positive and be a part of that big group. And I think that's the best thing in the world.
Right.
Chris, y'all are fairly new to this. These last couple of years was implemented into the school, and it's been a great thing ever since.
Yeah, man. When Coach Zach got the job, that was one of his list to do that after every game, whether we win or lose. I can remember when we lost to Lakeshore in the playoff game, and it was heated out there, tough loss, and he talked with the team under the goalpost. And at the time, the band, I don't think we had the band, but the kids still walked up to the bleachers and sung the alma
Saying it
mater.
out loud.
Yeah, and it was mandatory that they learn it, so incoming freshmen, they have to learn it, everything else, so.
Thoughts?
Oh, I enjoy it. Like Mr. Garrett just said, we played West Monroe in 2010 in the state title, and when we beat them, shook hands
Right.
before the trophies were even handed out.
Yeah,
They were
They were.
at the stand singing alma mater. They did it, came back, did the trophy presentation. And
well, we last year in the Dome, the people had to wait for us to finish
Yeah.
singing.
Yeah.
singing
I
alma
no,
remember
we
mater.
that.
did,
That's
and
the
I
thing.
remember that we celebrating. We just won state. We waiting on them, and that was the last state title Don Childs coach.
Right. Exactly.
And that was the first place he went to after we shook hands.
Right.
He led the team to the bleachers, to the band, sang the alma mater, and he was like, "All right, back to
There's
center
there's
field."
a lot of pride in that,
Yeah, absolutely.
especially if you coach, and that's your alma mater. So,
Here we go. Next question. Potential bad weather this week. Is it a wet ball drill type of week? Teams who run the spread not on turf this week gotta be careful. Thoughts?
it's week 9.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's week 9. It
Yep.
don't. It
Excuses
don't.
out the window
yeah,
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's.
This is okay.
Hold the ball.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. it may cause some issues, slipping, and especially turf, natural fields. But by now, you know, hey, you got to hold on to that football, and I think that's just, hey, play the game.
I mean, it goes into the game plan a little
Yeah.
bit, but like he said, it's week 9. If you can't hold on to a football in the rain,
Right. You got to better prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Good. I think all good teams, they know what to do when the elements come into play. Ball security is always key for any team.
Okay.
So.
You got district championship football these next couple weeks. As a fan, coach, player, how great is the final few weeks of the regular season?
I think knowing that you can win the district title, or you hoping someone lose so you can be the district champs, because y'all got the
Yeah.
undefeated, the tiebreaker, whatever. Trap games.
Trying to host, trying to secure a bye,
Yeah.
trying to get into the playoffs.
Right. I don't think it's. I think the teams that are already locked in the playoffs, they're not worried about seedings or anything.
No.
At the end of the day, we're gonna play wherever you put us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's the ones that's on the bubble. It's the ones that's trying to win the district title to gain more, better seedings or whatever. And bragging rights.
yeah.
Everyone wants to be a district champ.
Oh,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
Gary, thoughts these next couple weeks when things really ramp up and we got a lot to talk about?
I think that like I said, the contenders are gonna really start amping up. It's gonna really be
Start
nerve wracking.
start
That's where you
separating
start
yourself.
separating.
Oh, yeah.
But for the teams that are not there, it's going to be hard, because the reality is going to start setting in that we only got another week left of games. This, that, and the other. The ones that are contenders, they're going to start amping up and trying to get ready and stay healthy and move forward to the playoffs and get where they need to be. So it's a two-way street. You got the ones that are ending their season at the end of the year, and then you have ones that are going on. I think it's really hard for the ones that are ending their season, and it's really tense for the ones trying to position themselves. So it's a balancing act, for that.
I mean, I know when it came down to playing for a district title, we knew we were in the playoffs, but that was the one thing that we always shot for. It always was, because a lot of the guys that were playing at Karen Crow, that were playing at Lafayette, playing at Como, we all went to middle school with. So that was the thing we talked
Bragging
about
rights.
every day in middle school. When we get to high school, we're going to play y'all for the district title. And then when it just fell into place, playing for the district title against them is the bragging rights. It means a little bit more.
Right.
It always meant a little bit more. It didn't matter if you met them in the playoffs. That district title game meant a lot more than that playoff run.
And those,
Correct.
Example.
Enoch, those teams that are not playing for district titles these
No.
next couple weeks that are trying to secure first round playoff games at home.
So I'll just talk about the years I was in high school. We never competed for a district title. My freshman year, we had a pretty darn good team. But the problem was we had a really good Northside team in that district. We had a really good Turlings Catholic team in that district. Robridge was pretty darn good, and so was Cecilia as well. It was a gauntlet. We won 2 of those games. We'd beaten Opelousas, we'd beaten St. Martinville. But we were just fighting for the playoffs. Last game of the season, us versus Robridge, winner gets in. Robridge beat us. So, but I understand the whole fighting to get into the playoffs, because it was that year, and then my senior year, had we won the last game and gotten a little bit of help, it might have propelled us into the 32. So, when it comes down to it, whether you're fighting for a district title, whether you're just trying to get in, just to get one more game in, it ramps everything up,
It means a lot.
It means a lot.
It means a lot. An example from last year when we played Cecilia, we lost the game. Won a district title. Cecilia won district.
Yeah, they won district
Yeah,
last year,
sure.
but y'all ended up winning
Now
state,
your
so.
attention turns to let's get
And
postseason
to the-
football at Donald Gordon.
Right.
Well, and
Right.
to the comment that Jordy made about the guys trying to play to get in,
Mm-hmm.
we knew that stress in 2010 when we won state. We had to forfeit 4 games.
Right.
Right, I remember that.
We
yeah.
lose one of the games we had left on the schedule, we done.
Done.
With the best team that Acadiana probably ever had.
Right.
And
Because y'all winning the 28 seed, right?
26, I believe it was.
26.
26.
And it was, hey, you lock in now or the season's over.
Right.
Because we had to go through Lafayette. Then we had to go through Bro Bridge at Bro Bridge. And Bro Bridge was stacked.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that?
Last thing before we get to the picks, we got to go quick here. Words of wisdom for those seniors who only have 2 weeks remaining.
Man, live it up. Play your heart out. Because some of them may not ever put the equipment on again, ever again.
Gary, words of wisdom for the seniors that will play their last 2 weeks.
Like Chris said, play your heart out, do your best, have fun, enjoy your last couple games. You know, embrace it, because you're going to have your teammates. You know, the last time you're going to be able to strap on, that chin strap and put on those cleats. Love the game, but also, love the people that are next to you. Love everybody on your team, and be an example of what a good sport is.
Soak it in
That's it.
every minute.
Yeah, I mean, every good thing comes to an end eventually, whether it's 2 games, 3, all the way to 7, depending on what team you're on.
Yeah.
You have to enjoy it for every moment that it is, because when it's gone, for the vast majority of the seniors,
It's done.
they're not playing college ball. The vast majority of them won't. There are a
All
few
you
that
have
will.
is memories at that moment.
That's right.
All you
Yeah,
have
you're
is the
right.
memories, and enjoy all the good moments for what they are, man.
2 minutes, Chris. 2 minutes. Coming right back to you with one more question. The margin for error is very small. Suspensions, drama in locker rooms, brawls on field could be the reason your season ends. It's time to lock in.
Discipline. One word, discipline.
Garrett? It
Gotta
could all end in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, I mean, keep your head, like you said, discipline. You got to be able to stay controlled. Keep your emotions in check. Discipline.
Stay locked into the prize.
That's it.
Yep. Y'all said it.
Don't
I
have
can't say it any better than y'all.
Don't have no
Discipline,
personal battles. out on
discipline,
the field.
focus,
Right.
just
Everything can wait till after the season.
yeah.
Focus on
It's all
the
about
goal
team.
at hand.
All about the team. Don't
Yeah.
worry about me right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've hit that time slot every Wednesday night. It's time to make some picks here on the panel. We'll start with Saturday football. You'll let us know who you guys got Saturday, location, team, all the good gestures. Acadiana Christian Athletics, who they got?
Yeah, we got Tombo coming in from Texas. Kickoff's at 4 o'clock at St. Thomas More. Tombo's a one-loss team. Very disciplined. Very hard-hitting. I think it's going to be a good show. I mean, we got 2 top 5 homeschool ranking games back-to-back with Northside last week. I think this is one that we might be able to get in the win column. So it'll be a good game. Come out, St. Thomas More, 4 p.m.
Coach, good luck to you, my friend. Wish all the guys luck for us
Appreciate
here at
it.
the panel.
Show mascot,
Oh, yeah.
coach.
Was that?
Defenders.
Defenders.
Yep. Homeschool football. Anyone interested for next season? When can they start signing up?
We're gonna release that date soon. Unless they haven't told me yet.
Okay. So keep your eye out. Follow them on social media and Facebook. Shout out to the Hash It Out Show. Game of the week this week will be De La Salle at John F. Kennedy for the District 10 3A title. Quick pick in that one. Who you got? Who you like?
I got a coin.
Coin flip?
Yeah, De La Salle.
De La Salle, Gary.
Yeah, I'm going Davis out.
De La Salle.
JFK.
I'm going to go JFK also. Y'all guys have a great call on that one come Thursday night or Friday night. I'm not sure. But shout out to the Hash It Out Show. Y'all guys call a great one. Little Thursday night football, ladies and gentlemen. North Central Westminster Crusaders roll and roll big. What you think?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're
Give
going
me
to
the
go
Crusaders.
across the board. They're going
Yeah.
to set up a huge matchup next week. Looking forward to seeing those two clash. A 7-2 Westminster. What a great season they're having.
Yeah.
Let's go East Bow at Vinton. Vinton searches for win number 6. Got to think they roll in this one.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Should be
yes.
Yeah.
a good win for Vinton.
Should be.
Shout out to their running back. He just rushed for over 1,000 yards last week. So a shout out there.
Yeah.
So congratulations. Huge honor there.
To say their program was down a few years back.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. How about Maryville and Hamilton Christian? Would not want to play Hamilton Christian right now. The Vital kid is the real deal.
Yeah.
Any
Right.
question marks here? We think Hamilton Christian rolls to a district title.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How much the Christian will win?
I think they're a shocker this year.
Yeah, great season. And once they get into that Division 4 bracket, watch out.
You're right.
Yeah.
How about Oberlin at Basile? 2 teams looking to bounce back this week. Who gets the win?
Basil.
I think home field, yeah, Basil.
Basil.
Basel because they're at home.
Basile gets back in the win column here.
If it was last year's Oberlin team, I might.
We covered that game last year. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Came down to the wire. Bearcats stunned on the road. This time I think the Bearcats get a win at home. Iowa hits the road to take on Lagrange. Lagrange back-to-back losses. Got a feeling it's going to be 3 in a row here. Iowa, they're really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iowa.
Yeah, Iowa.
Iowa's legit.
Iowa and their 4-headed monster in the backfield.
Too many stingers, you know. Yellow Jackets.
I see what you did there.
Try to sneak one in every now and again.
He's like, zing.
Some hit, some don't. That's all right. Try to sneak one in every now and
Yeah.
again.
Northwest Raiders hits the road, takes on Crawley. A Crawley team that can score some points, but it won't be easy against that Northwest front 7. Northwest cannot get caught looking ahead to the district title game week 10 with Iota. Raiders roll in this one, and they probably will roll big. What you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
As long as it's not that quote-unquote trap game, Northwest should win. I will pick them to win.
Yep, Raiders roll big on the road.
Yeah, it's a trap game.
Could be.
University Lab, Madison Prep. This will be for the 6-3-8 district championship on Thursday night. It's crazy to see a district championship game that probably will be one-sided.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lab.
Lab
Most
roll.
definitely.
Lab.
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 University Lab on the road. How good is University Lab, boys?
Very.
Yeah.
The big one, Thursday night, 2 7-1s. Battling it out. If Westminster of Lafayette beats Ascension Episcopal, they set up a district title game with Vermilion Catholic Week 10. If Ascension Episcopal wins this game, I think Vermilion Catholic will be a district champs.
Yeah.
So a lot on the line. Thursday night, can Westminster Lafayette Year 1 go and stun the Blue Gators this week?
No.
No. Nope.
I'm taking the Blue Gators.
I think we said that.
Ascension Episcopal.
Ascension Episcopal at
Yeah.
home?
Yeah.
It wouldn't.
It
I
was.
was leaning towards Westminster and Lafayette until I heard about the key injury this week.
And they got another year.
Yeah.
I think
they're close, and they're going to be a lot more competitive.
let them play this game at home next year, and it might be a different story.
And if Westminster of Lafayette wins this game, what a job Coach Gable has done. He's
I
come,
think
he
it's still
come from Acadiana.
Yeah.
I think he still did a darn good job, win or lose. This
Yeah.
No,
game.
Yeah.
Coach Gable's doing a tremendous job.
Tremendous.
They only losses
Yeah.
to Westminster
No.
Opelousas, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that no matter what this turns out to be, you got. I think
You
he's
know,
one
I
of the
was
best coaches
leaning.
in this area.
I was leaning towards the Chargers here until that key injury.
Oh, with
Right.
Coach Gable at the helm, I mean, they're playing tremendous football over there, and no matter if you win or you lose this game, guys,
This is
he's
first
7-2 in his first
year
year,
one.
And you make it a
Yep.
playoff.
and you're in the playoffs.
That's right.
Might
Yeah.
host.
Yeah, might well.
Likely host.
In your first
likely
year,
host in the
there's
first
they,
round.
it
Well, I'll
does
throw
not
one
matter.
better at you.
Lafayette Renaissance.
No, I'll throw one better at you. They might get a first round bye.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
possibility
possible.
too.
In your first year, no matter if you win the district title or you can play for the district title,
Right.
your first year you
Yeah.
7-2,
Never mind on the bye.
Yeah.
and then
Okay, that
They-
won't happen.
They're
But
sitting at
you're in the
18 right
playoffs.
now, but
You're in
they,
the playoffs.
they can get a first round home game.
Right.
That's awesome.
What else we got? we got Thursday Night Football live on Under the Lights this week. 6-2 Elton at 4-3 Grand Lake. This one right here is gonna be a great one on Thursday night. I'm excited to get down there to Grand Lake for the first time. Not sure where we're gonna set up. Not the biggest press boxes of the world, but still excited for the opportunity, and want to thank Grand Lake for allowing us to come down there. Two teams, a lot to gain from this game. Winner could prevail theirself into better positioning in the playoffs. Elton, they got a talented backfield. Grand Lake, they got a physical bunch of kids on their team. It's going to be a war Thursday night. Who wins it?
Elton for me.
Elton.
I'm going Elton myself.
Elton. Enoch, you going to the game?
Yep, no pick.
No pick for Enoch. No pick for myself. I'll be at the game also. Looking forward to it. And we will go and bring you a great one tomorrow night. Let's go Friday Night Football live on Under the Lights, and it's a dandy of a matchup. Physical, and I mean physical. They'll line up and punch you right in the mouth.
Both
The
teams.
Kaplan
teams are
Pirates. ERAF, all they do is find ways to win, and does not matter the way. They'll do it in overtime. They'll do it with a walk-off field goal. They are a close-knit group, very well coached, and this is a great coaching battle on Friday night. ERAF Kaplan, great battle on Friday night. Mason Abair on ERAF's side. You got a couple of backs over there in that backfield for Kaplan. It's going to be something to see. You very well could get out of there about 8:30. What y'all think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
8:30
Oh, that clock's never gonna stop.
with these
Gonna
two
keep
teams.
rolling.
This is Smash Mouth football at its finest, and the environment is going to be one for the ages, because Kaplan, they love their football. ERAF, they love their football. You better get there early. Chris, who wins this one? Going to be a lot of fun Friday night.
And how far are they from each other? About
Kaplan and Mirath,
about 13 miles, something like that.
Yeah.
it's not
It
far.
ain't
bad.
far.
Yeah.
It's not a
No,
far
it's not
drive.
Yeah. Iraq, only because they're at home.
ERAF home field advantage.
Yeah.
Not a bad pick.
Gary,
Man, this one here, I was just like, I was tilting both ways. I
two
was
good
going
football
ERAF.
teams.
Man,
I can't believe you can't see it.
I think I'm going Kaplan.
Oof.
I think that they got their trophy back. They're going to be on cloud nine. They're going to have
The
all
big
things
Southern
going
Lab
for it.
win.
Let's go. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I think is. I mean, like you said, I think either team can win. That's just.
ERAF, they find ways to win close ball games. Kaplan, this is the year.
Like I said, I
I
think.
tell you this, nothing makes me happier than seeing Latif back at the helm over there. I mean,
I agree.
he got the Pirates rolling.
Yeah.
I'm going Pirates.
Yeah, I think Kaplan wins 2 scores.
Hold on.
I'm the only one pick Iraq so far.
I'm trying to
I got Kaplan.
make sure I write these initials right.
You got Kaplan.
Yep. I think Kaplan by 2
Era-
scores. 10 points. Something like that.
Kaplan, and then I have no pick in the game. I will be there to call this one, and
Man, that's like I said. I think either team can win.
it's gonna be some
It's
fun.
gonna be close.
It's
yeah.
gonna be some fun. Our first time ever in ERAF. Our first time ever
Yep.
in ERAF, and I bet it's gonna be an absolute treat. So thank y'all for the opportunity on Friday night. Let's roll through a couple of these, fellas. St. Ed's Bolton this week. St. Ed's gets a win,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it won't be close.
Fighting Blue Jays.
Yeah.
They set up a big one next week after a cruise control type of week here. The Quincy moves to 8-1 after a win over Rose Pond. I think it's homecoming week, so if
Yeah,
it
it
is,
is.
Yeah.
happy
Big fun.
homecoming, the Quincy.
At the
And
homecoming.
good luck,
to the-
Coach Tate, this week. You got those guys playing some great football. Lake Charles College Prep just starting to click and find their self right in time. Watch out for Prep going into the playoffs. They
Yep.
get a big win
You're right.
Friday night.
I think
Yes.
so too.
I don't think it's gonna be really lopsided, but I got LCCB.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this next one will be lopsided though.
Absolutely.
You right on that one.
Ring the bell however many times you want, Chris.
Yeah.
Vermilion Catholic Screaming Eagles roll to 9-0.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Fighting Alex Golden's it's gonna be a good week for him.
Mm-hmm.
Bunky, name your score, and it might be another shutout, Chris.
Definitely.
Oh,
will be.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Bunky Panthers.
Could they hit 200 points?
Where they at right now?
158 through the last 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
158. Could
Oh, yeah.
they hit 200 this week with
They
0
will.
in the other column?
Yeah.
42
think they will.
points, easy.
Bunky rolls to 9-0, hits the 200 mark, and keeps the 0 in the right column.
They might have it at halftime.
Kinder Port Barry this week. Yellow Jackets, since the South Bowl loss, have got things in order. They roll on Friday night over Big Red, Mr. Swallow.
Yeah.
Hurts to see, but Yellow Jackets, it's a good ball club.
Yeah, just too strong. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
too strong for him.
Strong ball club. Getting into the playoffs
Happy night for
with some energy.
happy
with
night
some-
for Drew Scully, Jason Sonia, and all of them. It's gonna be a good night for Kinder.
Yeah. Kinder going into the playoffs with some momentum.
Jake says it's 10-year reunion this week.
Hey, I had my 10-year reunion as well.
Hey, I
so
skipped my
did too.
10-year reunion, and I went to Logansport
Yep.
and,
Sure
and
did.
covered them in Kinder.
Yep. That was a good game, man.
Yes, it was. Opelousas Catholic, Birchman's. Opelousas Catholic, they're banged up, but they get a big win on Friday. Maybe they can
Yeah.
get some guys healthy before they get into playoff football.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Get that Birchman's team about another 2 years, 1 year, and
Oh, they're gonna be. Yeah,
they'll be somewhere.
I think in 2 years, Birchman's is gonna be they're gonna be fun to watch in 2
Schools
years
in
for sure.
Johnstown.
So, Cecilia gets Livonia. I think this is gonna be one of those take your frustration out type of games.
Yeah.
Bulldogs roll big.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Get some guys healthy, don't even
Yep.
play them.
Opelousas at Brobridge. Tigers get out of there with a win. Get out healthy because big games once week 11 or 12 gets here. Whichever. I'm not sure. Y'all close. Y'all at 12, so y'all a long ways away from bye.
Man, some teams can lose.
Yep, could still a
Yeah,
possibility.
things could go y'all way.
We'll talk about it afterwards.
Opelousas
Sure.
rolls over Brobridge. Just get out healthy, Chris.
Yeah, that's it.
Correct. Yeah.
St. James at Patterson. St. James gets their 6th win of the season after a big win on the road over Patterson. A young ball club. We say it every week. They're growing up, and right now they're the #1 ranked team in the state. And I got a feeling they're going to go put on a show Friday night.
Yep.
Yep.
We're all picking for Troy, so now
Troy, we all picked you.
Yeah.
Yo.
We got you, man.
Don't
Yeah,
be
no,
mad.
ain't nothing about it now.
The Ritter at Washington Marion. Can Washington Marion knock off the Ritter this week, or the Ritter, even with a down year, get a win?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
they're
it's a
really
Ritter.
strong. Yeah.
Too strong, yeah.
Yeah, Dragons.
Dragons
Take it.
Yeah.
get a win.
Dragons take it.
Okay. Jennings will welcome in St. Louis, and when we talked about 7 wins in a row earlier, we'll chalk up 8 in a row because
Yeah.
this one won't be close. Bulldogs roll, and they roll big.
Yes.
Yeah,
Trying to lock in that bye.
that
Yeah.
bye.
Ville Platte, Pine Prairie, battle of the 1 and 7s here. We talked about Ville Platte still have a shot to sneak into the playoffs, but it starts with a win this week. They get it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ville Platte's going to have their athletes a little bit too strong for Pine right now.
You're not?
And this is a rivalry game, y'all.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
I
these
know.
two teams don't like each
They
other
don't
very
like
much.
each other at all.
I will say this: Ville Platte didn't have the easiest schedule for their standards or whatnot.
Correct.
They played some pretty good teams. I think Ville Platte. Yeah, they could have had maybe 1 or 2 more wins in there. Just if certain things broke right, but they're gonna get win number 2 this week.
Ville Platte across the board. Might sneak into the playoffs. We'll see. St. Martinville at a winless Abbeville. Can they get win number 1 this week? St. Martinville, it's been an injury type of season for the Tigers that they will want to forget.
And they didn't play this last
Yeah,
week.
they didn't play
No.
last.
So can they get back in the win column? Can Abbeville get win number 1?
Cosina would win number 1.
Okay.
Man, I have no idea.
for your coach.
Garrett? Pass?
Play. Time's
I
up.
don't know.
Coin?
Yeah, flip.
Who's got the quarter?
Don't.
Who you like, Seth?
I gotta say Martinville.
Enoch?
Coach Zenon gets his first one in Abbeville. At home.
I'm going to go St. Martinville on the road.
Split panel, Gary. Is it a split panel?
Yeah,
roll it.
Garrett's a tiebreaker. Right
Gary's the
If
tiebreaker.
you land on the Sharpie,
No, that's not as
that's,
good.
that's Abbeville.
I'm gonna go Abbeville.
There we go.
All right,
There
my
we
man.
go,
Abbeville at home.
All right, my man. Seth Jordan went St. Martinville. Chris, Enoch, Gary went Abbeville. Mahmoud takes on a really good Iota team. We watched them a couple weeks ago. Senior leg group welcomes in the Green Demons, and Iota leaves 8-1.
It says God's country. Huh?
God's country.
God's
Yeah.
country.
Sweet potato country.
Win
Yeah, I
across
got
the board.
Yes.
Okay.
Iota
Yeah.
setting up district title game in all likelihood.
Yes, for sure. How about Eunice Leesville? Can Eunice's front seven slow down Xavier Ford Friday night, or Leesville Wampus Cats too much?
Leesville.
Leesville. All the way.
Wampus Cats too much.
He's
Eunice
adding
might
on,
have-
he's
Eunice
adding
might
on
have-
to his record.
That's right.
Yeah.
Big time.
Eunice might have a little success early on, but Leesville's still going to be too much.
Okay. How about Rain at North Vermilion? The Patriots get a win at home, or the Wolves too much on the road?
Colin Wheeler and the Wolves.
Okay. Gary, another flip a coin? You want to start flipping helmets here?
I'm gonna go with Moy. You better not let me down. I'm going with North Vermilion
Okay.
at home.
I'm gonna go Rain.
Okay.
Give me the Patriots at home.
Split panel. I have the deciding vote. Give me North Vermilion at home.
Still kind of sticks in my mind that North Vermilion had that good win at the beginning of the year with when they played Church Point, but a lot of stuff kind of hasn't worked out their way since then.
And a lot of controversy over
Yeah.
there at Rain right
Yeah.
now. So 2 seasons right now. Both teams
That's a
would want
great
to forget.
comment.
I like that. You saw that?
That's a great
It is.
comment.
Why not?
Right. My God. 10 out of 10, man. A+.
Frog capital of the world.
That's right,
Yeah.
man. Why not?
Covington Christian, they cracked the top 5 this week, and they go on the road to take on Centerville. Covington Christian, if they did what they did to Generette last week, I'm not picking against them
Yeah,
the rest of the way.
I'm not picking against them.
No,
No,
I got
I'm not.
Covenant.
Covington Christian.
Covenant Christian, yes.
Right.
Would you want to be a frog?
The Fighting Bullfrogs.
The Horned Frogs.
The horn
No, there's
frog.
no
It should
horn
be the
frogs in Louisiana. That's the only
No, it's a
problem.
frog.
They can adapt the TCU model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about West
Yeah.
St. Mary with their
Holy God.
5-2 record, taking on 7-1 Catholic New Iberia? Oh man, Catholic New Iberia, go and show the state why you're a top 5 team this week.
You right.
Oh yeah.
Catholic and New
Yeah,
Iberia.
Catholic.
Iberia.
Yeah.
Central Catholic's defense held Riverside close loss last week. Was it a 3-point loss to Riverside last week for CC?
3 or 4.
Generette coming off of a loss to Covington Christian. Something's got to give this week. Generette's offense, Central Catholic's defense, gonna be a great one Friday night.
Generate.
I think Generate goes proof
Yeah.
of point this week.
Yeah. I think
Big
they-
bounce back
yeah,
week
I
for
think they
Generette?
bounce back
I'm
big
taking
time.
Generette.
A big bounce back week.
Big
Yeah.
bounce back for
Yeah.
Taking
Generette.
Generette.
We're across the board, boys.
Yes.
Church Point at Holy Savior Menard. The Battling Bears hit the road, takes on Holy Savior Menard. Menard comes off of a loss to Kinder a week ago, and Church Point got a win over Ville Platte, Mamu, one of the two.
You'll play.
Ville
Ville
Platte.
Platte.
Okay, so Bears
Not a-
win,
not a bad
Menard
loss.
home. Who wins it?
I think
Church Point.
Church Point, a little too much there. Physicality, I think, grinds. Menard
Physicality
down.
wins this one. Church
Yeah.
Point on the road.
Don't grind them down late in the game.
Avoyles at Oakdale. When we talked about games that would end in an hour, this is one of them. Two teams that's
Yeah.
going to run the football. You look at Avoyles, and that offense that they run could give teams some troubles. But here lately, it's
Execution.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to come down to execution. Can the team that wins the turnover battle probably walks out of here with the win? Oakdale has some talented backs. We've got to see it on display up close and personal. Avoyles, Oakdale, good one. Friday night, who wins it?
The Voyles. Mustangs.
I'll check on these power rankings real quick because I think both of these teams are fighting to get into the playoffs or
Avoyles is in
on
for
the
sure.
bubble.
Avoyles is in for sure.
Let's see. Go ahead, Mr. Seth.
I'm going to Oakdale. Going to Oakdale and playing a game over there, they pack that stadium no matter what the
Oh,
record
they
is.
do. They do.
Yeah, but Avoyles with that weird offense and everything that they do, even though now that they punting the ball.
Yeah, I was gonna say
You know,
the only thing they changed is they punt it. I'm gonna take the Mustangs. I'm taking the Avoyles.
I'm still looking, boys.
Me too.
Avoyles sits at 19, so they're comfortably in.
Correct.
And how big is this game for Oakdale? They're going to have a lot to play for. They're sitting at 26 right now. They reel off a couple wins, and they're definitely in. Give me the Oakdale at home. I got to get y'all picks again. Avoyles?
Avoyles.
Avoyles.
Oakdale, Avoyles.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Avoyles for Chris, Gary, Enoch. Oakdale for Seth and myself. Okay, gonna be a good one.
Yep.
Friday night with Oakdale
Coin
and
flip
Avoyles.
too. I think it's gonna be that close. I think it's gonna be.
Could it
It's
be a
gonna be
last?
fast, though.
Could it be a last
Oh, it's
possession?
gonna be a fast game.
It's a battle of the time of possession Friday night.
You can probably make a reservation for 10 o'clock if you want to go eat somewhere, because it's gonna be over by 9.
Probably.
Yep.
I would say 8:15.
Yeah, give or take.
Most likely.
Halftime's gonna be long.
Battle at the time of possession Friday night. How about Lowerville at Franklin? Lowerville trying to get into the win column. They sit at 18 in the rankings right now, so they're comfortably in right now. But two losses could really knock them into a worse seed here. Franklin, what's the verdict here?
Franklin.
Yeah.
Not so fast. I'm taking Lowerville.
I agree. Lowerville
Lowerville's better than what their record says.
goes on the road, gets a win. So we got Franklin for Chris, Franklin for Gary, Franklin for Seth, Lowerville for Enoch, Lowerville for Jordan.
Oh man, I was hoping I would be long dog for that one, but all right.
I do want to mention that Alex and Hayden sent their picks in.
All right, for sure.
So-
I think Alex said it in the chat, but I figured him and Hayden did.
So I do have those picks to add up
Okay,
to
that's
the
fine.
overall standings.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, good old rivalry football this week. How about Barb and Sulphur? Two teams that a great rivalry over the years. Barb has won the last couple meetings. Bucks get another win this Friday.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Barb's playing some good ball.
If Sulphur would have won, I might have argued to pick the Golden Doors, but that was a heartbreaker. I feel like that one's going to be a little too hard for them to bounce back from. I'll take the Bucks.
Whew. Barb sits at 14. Sulphur sits at 28 right now. How big is this home game for Sulphur Friday night?
Yeah.
Oh, it's very big. But
Tours got to win one more.
Can-
If they win one of the next two games, they should be in.
I'm going with the Tours.
I'm going Barb, and it's going to be across the board.
No, I'm going with
I'm
Tours.
just going
I'm going
Tours.
Sulphur.
Oh, you going Sulphur?
I'm going Sulphur.
Well, now I gotta start writing.
I'm going Sulphur.
Yeah, I'm going Barb. I think Barb's just a little bit better.
Let's see. Chris Barb, Gary Barb, Enoch Barb, Jordan Barb, Sulphur.
Yep.
For Seth. This is
Yeah.
where we get up on them. This is where we go up on them. Lake Arthur Welsh, great ball game on Friday night. Another rivalry between these two. Lake Arthur heartbreaker a week ago. Welsh, big time injury, has put this season in.
In a turmoil.
And
Really.
where will they go from here? Can they rally, get into the playoffs, and make a little noise? Lake Arthur, can they get back into the win column? We'll check on those rankings at this time for both of those schools. But Lake Arthur, Welsh, always going to be fun when these two battle This is four quarter football at its finest. Lake Arthur sits at 16, and Welsh sits at 6.
Damn.
At 6?
Yes, sir. Strength of schedule matters.
Yeah, but
LCA and aren't they in the
Yes.
LCA?
Same
and
district.
yeah.
Notre Dame, yeah, that helps too. That helps a lot too.
But the loss of their quarterback, how will that affect them?
But they
That's
are
the-
playing
that's
at
the
home.
question.
They're playing at home. They'll get up. It's their homecoming game too.
I initially picked Lake Arthur. I'm picking Welsh.
Okay, I'm
I'm
going
going
to do
Welsh.
that too. I'm going Welsh.
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 I like both programs. I'm gonna take Lake Arthur.
See.
I'm gonna be on the side of Marcus this time.
I'm
Sorry,
gonna,
Miss Laurie.
I'm gonna go. Welsh at home.
I'm the only one that took Lake Arthur.
That was
Yeah.
tough.
Mhm.
That
That
was
was
a tough
a-
one.
That's
That's a true
that's
coin
where,
flip right there.
that's where I start to come back a little bit, maybe. You know.
Yeah, you're about 15 games away from the
I'm
leader.
not worried about first place. I'm trying
Trying to
to
get
get
you-
back into it. So
Catholic Appointed P at Sacred Heart.
this one will take more
Does
chance.
the Hornets roll to a 9-0 victory, or does Sacred Heart have different plans in store?
Setting up that week 10 matchup. Catholic. Punk B.
With who? This is it. They win this one. They
I'm
instant
just
champ.
saying, still setting.
Oh, with OC?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
those
could
play
be-
OC.
It could be.
Yeah.
Those two teams play each other tough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, we'll see win, and St. Ed win. Split this tie.
Doesn't
No,
OC
Catholic-
have two losses?
No, I said if St. Ed win
Okay, I'm following.
and
And
Catholic
OC.
lose.
Yeah, and OCB
Then
Catholic.
it would split.
Then
Yeah.
it is
split.
split, and there's no head-to-head in football and high school.
Yep.
No.
I'm with you.
Okay.
Hornets,
OC
Trojans.
getting healthy too, except for the running back.
Catholic.
Who you got?
Catholic.
Catholic.
Hornets.
Catholic.
Hornets.
Sacred Heart.
Sacred Heart.
I'm taking Catholic, but could be a trap game. Could be.
A. No A. He ain't
They're
here.
playing Enville Platte.
C
Yeah.
G
Don't matter.
E J. Okay. New Iberia Lafayette. Checking those rankings. Oh
Lions
man.
are on the bubble. Lions are on the bubble.
Lafayette sits at not in the top 28, or they are.
I think they're
Are
in
they in select?
Yeah, they're in select.
Yeah.
Select.
Man, that's crazy.
Whole Lafayette
Yeah,
Pack.
all.
Except Southside.
Except Southside.
Southside's the only one that's.
New Iberia
no
sits
select.
at 34, might be too far out, and Lafayette is sitting at 27. Oof.
Bubble.
How big is this game Friday night for both of these clubs? Who wins it?
Lafayette.
Lafayette.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Taking
go
the Lions
I'm
at
gonna go
home.
Lafayette also.
If Nish has a
They're
couple
playing
things
at
work
home,
their
that's
way
giving
in,
them
they
a
have to
little
win out.
advantage.
Could this win get them in the playoffs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lafayette.
Lafayette,
Yeah.
I
Who
believe
they got
so.
week 10?
It should be enough. Should be enough.
This game
South. No, they play Southside. Right?
This game will be played at Karen Crow High School. So no,
Yeah, because they don't have their field ready yet.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so we played
Well-
at the Crow.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna take Lafayette.
Yeah, they got New Iberia this week and they got Sulphur week 10.
You got a
Got a
shot.
shot.
Yeah, you got a shot.
Have a chance.
how about Northside at Westgate? Westgate's figuring some things out. They still got the big injuries, but they got some young guys stepping up. And Northside keep this one close and pull off a big time upset victory, or is Westgate figuring things out at the right time?
Westgate. It was too strong.
That's good.
I think Northside is going to make Westgate sweat, but
Mhm.
Westgate's going to pull it out.
I think Westgate wins.
Outside gonna play them tough and hard.
Yeah, it'll be close for a good little bit.
Westgate sits at 21 in the rankings right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a dangerous 21 too if things end up
If they can get
if they can
healthy,
get healthy.
and everything,
That's a
good charge,
dangerous
yes,
21
they can-
seed. You not want to be the 12 if that's the case.
Karen Crow sits at 20 right now, and Southside sits at 9. Those two teams clash Friday night at Southside. Who wins it?
Karen Crow.
that one is.
Oh, Southside.
Where's this going on?
At Southside.
Well, it's at.
Clark.
Come on.
Is it
Como.
at Como?
Yeah,
That's
it's at
what
Como.
saying.
Gary, Southside Crow.
Man,
Where's
I'm
my
going with
paper?
Crow.
I don't see it.
It's written down.
I'm gonna say Karen Crow.
Okay.
Southside.
Okay.
Crow.
Yep, gotcha. You not?
Southside.
Give me Southside at home. Buckeye 5-3, Marksville 5-3. Both teams got a lot to play for. Positioning in the brackets are on the line come Friday night. Who wins this one, boys? Y'all want the rankings here? I'll get them for y'all. You just give me a little time. Y'all start
Bucky, I
thinking.
think Division 2 select, and Marksville Division 3
Marksville
non-select.
sits at 16. They're right on the cusp of hosting a first round playoff game. And Buckeye is in the other division.
Yeah, they're in select.
They are 13. 16, 13 meet Friday night. Both
Right.
teams trying to host a home playoff game.
Two opposite groups, right?
Yeah.
Marksville.
Martinsville.
I'm gonna go Marksville at home.
Fighting Daniel Scully's giving Marksville.
Marksville across the board and set up a potential. Hear me out. The Catskin game is next week. If they somehow beat Bunkie, it's a share for the district title.
And Marksville will get up to play for that game for sure.
It's a three-way split at that point.
Yep.
But long way from there. Let's see what else we got. Walker 5-3. Denham Springs 5-3. What happens on Friday night when these two clash?
20 and 22.
These two
Walker.
rival.
You already saw it?
Big rivals.
So 20 and 22 is the rankings here. Walker, Denham Springs.
Walker is 20.
Walker, big win over Dutchtown last week. Enough to make you pick them this week?
Yeah. For me, it is.
These two teams are not far from each other. They've been rivals for years and years and years. Walker's playing up right now. They're playing where they need to be. I'm gonna go Walker.
Denham.
I think the high of beating Dutchtown, I think it wears off and have a little bit of a letdown. I'm thinking Denham Springs.
I will take Denham Springs at home.
Yep. If it was
Thriller.
flipped, I'd go the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like Denham at home.
I think it's gonna be a good game no matter what.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Next matchup, St. Aug at Holy Cross. Both of these teams out of the district race, but trying to play for positioning in that gauntlet of the Division I playoff bracket. Who wins this showdown? I'm sure they play on Saturday, but St. Aug, Holy Cross, who gets the win?
Oh,
And all.
Yeah, St.
St. Augustine.
We're going across the board.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes.
St. Aug across the board. Those rankings are Holy Cross sits at 19, St. Aug at 11. So St. Aug in good position to get a host in
Correct.
round one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brother Martin and Warren Easton, they will meet another situation here where district is out of contention, but they have shots here to host a couple games. Brother Martin sits at 12. Warren Easton trying to get in the playoffs, Chris.
26.
Yeah.
They're sitting at 26. So they got to win some games just to get in. And when's the last time you seen Warren Easton miss the playoffs besides the suspension year?
Been a while.
It's been a long time.
Who wins it?
Brother Martin.
Brother Martin.
Brother Martin.
Brother Martin.
Brother Martin
I think Warren Easton's a year away. I think we're gonna get something closer to Warren Easton about starting next year.
Okay.
Rebuild things back up where it's supposed to be, and we're gonna see him contending soon enough.
Next matchup, 6-2A district title is on the line if the Pios can get a win. But if Lafayette Renaissance at home stuns the Pios, It's going to be a 3-way tie potentially for that title with LCA beating Renaissance, Renaissance beating Notre Dame. You love good 3-way ties, don't you? But can the Pios win Friday night? Rankings right now, Renaissance 13, Pios 10.
I'll go first.
Man,
Go
go ahead.
I was gonna. Notre Dame will clinch the title off of themselves.
Okay.
Notre Dame. Too much physicality.
Garrett?
I think Notre Dame's going to be really, really up for this game, especially you don't see a Notre Dame team with 4 losses the way they're at. So I'm gonna go with Notre Dame.
Notre Dame with Lafayette Renaissance.
They're close.
Your way?
I mean, it's their first year.
Yep.
Yeah, this is their first year.
First year, so
Imagine
they
what's
made
going to
some
be
noise their first year.
next year.
Mhm.
Yes. Playing for a district title, that's going to be a wild environment at Clark Field Friday night.
Correct.
I like the Pios to clinch the district title Friday night. Westlake and South Bow, 2 teams right here that we've seen this year. And that's going to be a great battle come Friday night in South Bow. Westlake, South Bow, check on those rankings.
They in select, non-select. What,
They are
3?
in
Westlake's in
non-select.
non-select.
3.
They both are. I think they're both Division 3.
Westlake is at 12. South Bow is at 14.
Ooh.
They're both trying to hang on the home playoff.
Both trying
game.
to hang on for home playoff games. A lot more meaning.
Winner likely clinches it.
South Boys in select.
They're non-select.
Division
Yeah,
2
yeah,
South
so-
Bow
so-
non-select. Division 3 non-select Westlake.
Yeah, winner likely clinches that home game.
South Bow.
Yeah.
South Bow.
Both teams want postseason football at their stadium.
Yeah,
South
South
Bow
Bow.
for
Yeah.
Chris,
Yeah, me too.
Gary.
I like their
Seth.
offense.
Westlake. Westlake had a letdown last week. I don't think they're going to allow it to happen again.
Yeah, I like Westlake on the road here to get a win. Alexandria at Ouachita Parish. No trap games, right?
Trap game.
No,
cannot,
it's trap game.
Cannot
Trap
look
game.
ahead to Neville.
Trap game.
Trap game.
Trap game.
And a beatable. They can beat them
Okay,
without it being a trap game.
okay. But are you picking Alexandria still?
No, yes, I'm picking Alexander.
Yeah.
Keep winning, Alex.
I'm going with Alexander myself.
I got Washita.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I'm taking Ash.
I'm going Alexandria by 4 touchdowns.
That's too much.
I think it's not
I
that
think-
much.
I think-
2, but not 4.
Let me look at the
Ash by 13.
Oh,
Ouachita
Ouachita's
Parish.
good.
Yeah.
Ouachita, they very good.
I ain't better than a 5-3.
Yeah.
They are. I agree with that.
Select, right? Or non-select?
Oh, Ash is
Division
one, I
one.
believe.
Division 1.
Now this one you can put for a 4 touchdown win.
They rank 23.
Maybe I looked at the wrong one. I don't
Yeah,
know. I just
they
got a
don't
lot.
just pound it; they throw it too now.
Gary, I just got a lot of confidence in that Alexandria group right
Oh
now.
yeah, fear
Yeah,
the Rams.
same.
Fear the Rams, not fear the fear. Fear the Rams.
Same
Alexandria ranked number 2 right now in the state, and Ouachita Parish.
I think they're a non-select.
They non-select. Their only wins was against Wasson, Sterlington,
Ouachita Parish is 23 right
and
now.
Franklin Parish.
Alexander.
Let's see this next one. Acadiana Record Rams welcomes in Sam Houston. Acadiana sits at number 3 right now. They could clinch a first round bye if they handle business Friday night. They welcome in Sam Houston. Sam Houston sits at,
Don't matter.
am I looking at it? 18. So Sam Houston is on that verge where got to win one of the next 2.
They ain't gonna win this one.
They ain't gonna win this one.
Acadiana,
And
fear to
everybody
veer,
close.
fear to pass,
Fear the Rams.
Fear
That's
the
right, fear the
Rams.
Rams.
Big jumbotron.
fear to the betters,
Yeah.
fear to the betters
You're
combination. North Dakota Loyal Prep, oof,
Man.
2 6-2s going at it. We got to look at rankings to determine some of these big time matchup. North Dakota sits at 10, and Loyola Prep. Yep, them.
Yeah.
Them.
Sits
Loyola.
at
Loyola.
8.
Oh, Loyola's at 8.
Yes,
at
sir.
home, DeSoto.
Then what? Select.
They're in Division 2 Select. The Loyola Prep.
Loyola.
Loyola.
Yes, them.
Uh,
Home team, Gary?
Yeah.
Chris, you said North Dakota belonged in the top 5 earlier. You're not picking them this week?
I'm trying to see who Loyola Prep beat. I'm like holding right now.
Seth, who you like?
No.
Give me North Dakota.
North Dakota. Enoch, wake up, Enoch.
Oh, I'm good.
Drink another one.
I'm good.
North Dakota for me.
North Dakota for Chris.
This one's tough.
Home team.
Give me the Snoopies.
The Snoopies, best mascot in all of football.
They're not. If they're not number one, they're up there. If they're not number one, they're up there.
Gary, I'm going North
I
Dakota
like the
on the
two as a
road.
mascot.
I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a real.
Gary, I don't even think it's gonna be a close game.
Really? You think North Dakota's going to
What are they
pull
playing
them
at?
away? They're playing at Loyola.
At Loyola.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about where's he going? Going to take a nap?
No,
Yeah, Loyola.
I still have a full Red Bull I haven't touched yet.
All right, he's good, for ladies and gentlemen.
He getting ready to drink that and be bouncing off the walls there.
I don't need to. I'm fine.
How about the battle of the quarterbacks Friday night, ladies and gentlemen? Lafayette Christian Academy at Evangel. This one will be Peyton Houston versus Braylon Walker.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 good quarterbacks gonna battle it out. Which defense comes to play Friday night?
Ooh, this one's tough.
It's
This
gonna
one
be
is
a
hard.
high scoring game. It's gonna be
He
like
might break his record again.
yeah.
He might.
LCA sits at 11 right now in the rankings.
Evangel on the outside looking in.
And Evangel, a lot to play for this week. They sit at 25 in the rankings. They got to get some wins, Gary, to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, but the non-district's got to help him out. Too.
Evangel.
Evangel. And he might break his record this week.
Evangel
I
because they're at
gotta
home.
go with Evangel too.
If it was in
I'm
Lafayette,
just
I'd
thinking
switch it around.
I'd still
but
go with Evangel.
Yeah.
I'll take
Evangel
it.
has to win to make the playoffs.
One of the next 2.
Yeah.
to
Well,
It
be
would certainly
comfortable.
help if,
Yeah,
unless
if
their
you don't,
non-district
yeah,
helps
but
them
they
just
still
enough
need
to get
to
in.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
just,
who's Evangel got week 10?
I can pull it up. Then Division 4 select.
I'm going LCA,
Division 1
boys.
select.
LCA, fair enough.
Yep.
What a letdown.
Oh well.
This is where y'all get back up on me on the pick, right?
They got Parkway.
Possible.
Parkway for week 10.
Yeah,
That's
they
the
got Parkway.
Evangel guys. They got to play
I
Parkway.
think LCA's secondary is their strength right now. So unless Evangel runs the ball,
Yeah, but how can you stop this dude, man? This is God. He's just.
Evangel got Parkway week 10.
yeah.
Yeah,
Good luck with
Parkway.
that one.
And then Evangel,
I mean, it's a good shoot.
if they don't win either game, just LCA wins week 10, Neville goes undefeated. It might be just enough to push them in. Maybe.
All right, Bell Chase 7-1 record at 6-2 Shaw. JB, you going to this game? I'm very surprised if you don't. This is going to be, unless you know something we don't know. Could this one get ugly?
Yep.
We're all in agreement that it could get ugly.
Yeah.
Shaw was still scoring by the time we sat down for the recap show Friday night. So
You were. No, yeah.
let's check on those rankings at this time. Shaw and Bell Chase.
Bell-
Shaw sits at number 1 in the state right now,
Bell Chase at 11.
and Bell Chase is 11 in which bracket?
Non-select
two
Division
select.
2.
Division 2 non-select, and they're at 11.
Yeah.
I'm taking Shaw.
I'm going with Shaw. I'm sorry.
Shaw rolls big.
Shaw.
Shaw across the board.
Shaw wins.
No, you going Bell Chase?
No, I was gonna go Bell Chase. I'm going Shaw.
Shaw across the board earned that number 1 ranking this week. They're going to go make a statement here in week 9. Oh, need a little help here.
Yeah. We need a lot of help on this one.
Plaquemine comes in with a 7-1 record, 5th ranked in the state. Estruma looking for Any guesses, boys?
What's that?
That's Struma.
Got to be Division 2.
They are.
They are,
Division
and
two.
they come in ranked 9. This is for the 6-4A district title. Who wins it? Plaquemine or Struma? Somebody's going 8-1, and somebody's locking in a first round playoff game.
Man.
If
Plaquemine's playing for that first round bye.
they are,
What do you rank at?
5.
And it's Struma.
their only loss was to Zachary. Struma's only loss was to St. Michael's, the Archangel.
That's a district.
Yeah.
That's a district game. And then they also have Bruley and St. Michael the Archangel with positive district
Wow.
What's
records.
Struma?
Westvale also
Struma.
has a positive district record.
That's true.
Gary?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah, I'm gonna give. Man, I think this is gonna be a toss-up. I think either team can do it, but it's Struma. I'm giving them the home field advantage. I think it's gonna win. So I'm gonna-
Yeah, I got you.
No.
Enoch?
Not so fast. I'm gonna take Plaquemine. I'll take a flyer on them.
Okay, let's see. Enoch Plaquemine. I'm going to Struma at home. How about Northwood Shreveport at Minden? 7-1 Minden, 7-1 Northwood Shreveport. Huge district implications on the line this week with this matchup. If Minden wins, I think there could be a 3-way tie. If Northwood Shreveport wins, I think they could be outright. Somebody quote me if that one is wrong.
Let's see.
But it's the 1-4A district there.
It's basically a four-way race right now.
North DeSoto got the ahead on the.
So I got it right here. North
Okay.
DeSoto is 5-0 in the district right
Okay.
now with the Loyola Prep, the
Okay.
last big one. Minden's 4-1. Northwood Shreveport's 4-1. Loyola Prep's 4-1. If North DeSoto wins, they win outright.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're playing for second here.
Don't matter.
Could be playing for second or even possibly third.
Who Minden playing?
Minden's playing Northwood Shreveport.
Noble Shreveport.
Gary?
I have no idea.
Both of their only losses are against North DeSoto.
Both of their only losses this year come to North
Which one
DeSoto.
lost worse?
Who lost worse?
Minden.
Okay, I'm
Shutout
North
loss.
DeSoto.
Northwood.
Northwood.
No, I'm sorry, Northwood Street.
I'll take Northwood. It's hard for me to pick a team that has Crimson Tide in their name.
I can get down with that.
I believe that.
Go Tigers.
EJ across the board.
Yes.
8-2A district title is on the line when Episcopal, with their 7-1 record, will go and take on an 8-0 Dunham. This one is going to be a dandy Friday night at Dunham. Big game awaits. Who wins it? The rankings for you, Chris, is Dunham is ranked 2, Episcopal is ranked 4. Top 5 matchup, and rightfully so. Two good ball clubs.
Dunham at home.
Dunham.
Dunham.
I need to take a chance. Give me Episcopal.
Taking a chance to bury himself further.
Hey,
And
you
the
know,
overall
I'll
say the same
standings.
thing.
Look, I'm just saying. If
I might want to get him a bigger show.
Front and low.
I'm just saying, if some of these,
Some of them hit. You're
Some of
looking
them hit.
pretty right now.
Yeah.
You like the casino a lot, don't you?
If it was a fifth,
sport, I have a little sports book going on.
if it was a fifth, we all be drunk.
Battle for the 6-5A district crown. St. Paul's at Mandeville. That place is going to be rocking Friday night. Is the injury too much to overcome, or does Mandeville rally and go make this a 3 phases type of game and make this the team goes and get a big win?
St. Paul.
St. Paul's on the road.
I'm gonna give, like I said, I'm gonna stick with Mandeville.
Mandeville.
Give me the benefit of the doubt, Skippers.
Okay. So prove me weak, right?
See how well you do without Shepard. I still think they're a darn good team no matter what.
Okay, I'm gonna go St. Paul's in a close one on the road. Close.
No, they're gonna play for Shepard. I think
Yeah,
that's
they're
what's
gonna rally
Yeah,
behind him
that's
for
right.
sure, and we'll see how good the backup running back looks. He looked extremely well last week. Can he go against a good St. Paul's defensive front?
I think you can.
West Monroe, Neville. Great rivalry renewed, Gary.
Well, two
These
teams
two
that don't like each other,
have
huh?
not played in quite some time. Good to see them back playing on a football field. It took them getting back into district play.
Right. Correct.
But Neville, we say can't wrap up the district title because what looms in week 10, but West
Right.
Monroe could throw a wrench into everything this week.
Right.
Chris, great rivalry renewed. Who
Bad
wins
blood.
it?
Bad
Yeah.
blood.
Bad
too.
blood.
Neville. At home.
I think Neville is just going to be a little too strong. West Monroe, as much as I don't like to pick against West Monroe, I think Neville this is their year.
Give me the Rebels.
I'm going Tigers. No, I want that Neville Ash Week 10 district title, undefeated.
Undefeated.
Yeah, I want that.
Yep, I'm in agreement there. Give me Neville at home. Sets up a 9-0.
Yeah.
9-0.
Yankees lost.
They did.
Are you
Is it?
serious?
Dodgers.
Oh, wow.
World
Oh.
They
Series
were
champs.
5-0.
Wow.
Hey, big one Friday night.
Disappointment.
6-1 Hineville at 5-3 Destrehan. Destrehan's getting healthy at the right time. That place is gonna be wild on Friday night. Destrehan has won 11
Boom.
of the last 12 matchups between these two. Hineville Neville, a lot to play for. Hineville sits at 8 in the rankings. Destrehan sits at 19 in the rankings. Great rivalry. Great standing room only. Who wins
I
it?
mean, I got a friend that work at the plant in La Plaza,
Okay.
and he said they guys that work in the plaza from both high schools, they bet big money on this game.
Okay. Big money.
Big money.
Big
It's
money.
the big rivalry, right?
And big,
Yeah,
Oh,
that
for
is.
sure.
big plant money. I'm gonna go Destrehan.
Destrehan at home. Garrett?
Man, I think
And then,
I think this is going to be a hell of a game, but man, I think Destrehan has, you know, they had some injuries and everything, and Huntsville is kicking, so I'm gonna go with Huntsville.
Oh, I wrote you down too early, my friend.
No,
Seth,
Hanville.
Enoch?
I'm taking JB's word. Give me Hanville.
The only loss Hanville has is to E.D. White.
Yeah.
Streak ends Friday night. Hineville gets a win. And what a year it's been for Hineville.
Don't let me
New
down,
head
JB.
football coach over there. Can Hineville sneak their way in with the 2 wins these next week, trying to crack that top 4? Won't be easy, but they for sure locked in for a home football
Right.
at their home stadium.
It'll be difficult, but it's not impossible for him to do it.
It's the veer. It's the spread. Friday night. John Curtis, Edna Carr. This one has been a great battle the last couple years. Curtis has found ways to beat Carr. Can they find a way to beat him this year? Carr, really good ball club. Curtis, relying on the defense. Carr, relying on everything.
Curtis.
Curtis sits at 15 in the rankings. Carr sits at 1. You're going John Curtis?
Mm-hmm.
Gary?
University of Edna Carr.
Seth?
I got Curtis.
Enoch?
Low scoring game. John Curtis this year, their defense kind of reminds me what Destrehan has been the last 2 or 3 years. But John Curtis has had issues putting up points on offense. I think Edna Carr wins this game 21-14.
Okay.
It'll be low scoring. Pick the under.
I'm going to Edna Carr, gets a win, and move to 8-0.
Yeah.
What else we got here?
47.
Yeah, you
You missed one.
Rummel and Jesuit will meet this week, ladies and gentlemen. Rummel sits at 6 in the rankings. Jesuit sits at 9. Two teams could clinch first round byes. Remember, top 8 get a first round bye in those playoff brackets. Jesuit, they've been surprising me every single week about how they've played here this year. It's a good ball club. But Rummel, that's an extremely good ball club. It's going to be a great battle Friday night. Who wins it? Or Saturday, whenever they play.
Rummel.
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 He's thinking.
Pick him, Jordy.
Come
Yeah.
on, you know you want to.
Pick him.
Come on.
I'll pick them, Gary.
Not so fast to fall. There you go.
Give me Jesuit at home. At the Shrine. How's that?
Yeah.
That sounds better?
Yeah.
That's cool.
CBS.
Shrine on airline.
We go to the next game here. Airline at Bird. Are you taking the under in this one?
Nope.
Nope.
Over.
The
Talk about
Over.
Okay,
Talk about another two teams that really, really don't like each other.
huge implications on the line. District 1-5A is on the line Friday night, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're correct
Yeah.
about
But I think you got
that. Airline, I think, wins it outright. With this
And
one.
we've went 48 games, and we have not said it yet.
Hollis pick of the week.
Is
The
this
lock
it?
of the week?
Holly's lock of the week, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see if the panel locks in with me. Airline over Bird. Holly's lock of the week.
She's trying to
She's
make it.
8-0. She's
Yeah.
trying to go 9-0.
I think we should pick Hollis lock of the week before week 10. Give her
give her a challenge.
a game.
Give her
So
Ash
you're
and Neville
Neville.
if it's undefeated.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
If they're both undefeated, give her Ash versus Neville.
Even if they don't.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
Flip a coin.
Yeah.
Airline with
I'm
this
going
one.
airline.
Airline.
Airline's flying high.
Airline wins a shootout, and they're 1 point better. That's all you have to be when you
I
play
think one
Airline.
touchdown.
All
I'm
you
going
have
to
to
go
do is be
56-49.
1 point better
That
on
needs to be higher
any
than that.
given Friday night when you
Good
play
chance,
Airline.
but I'm trying to be a little,
Hey, we had two teams hit the 80s last
84,
time.
82.
We might hit the
Charter and
90s.
General
But
Trash.
I don't think we're in that ballpark
I don't think
because
so.
Bird's gonna play
No,
keep
yeah.
away.
Right.
They're gonna play time of possession, keep the ball from you. So how many possessions will Airline get? They might score on all the possessions
And how
they get.
fast will they score?
Yeah.
That's the
But
key.
Bird's gonna play keep away. We'll see. It might be a score that you're not accustomed to.
Right.
Yeah.
I really want to see that game.
Bird and
The
Airline.
last week. The 80-something game.
84, 82.
I really
Yeah.
want to see that game.
Yeah,
Probably
General
a
Trash.
4-hour, 30-minute game.
Like,
In
one
four
possession
overtimes.
games.
Yeah,
And
no
four
defense.
But it was
overtime.
4 overtimes.
That's four overtimes.
That's still a lot of
There
points.
still wasn't a lot of.
Still.
Yeah, there still wasn't a ton of defense played in that game.
Got a game that has the potential to go in overtime Friday night. Zachary Central of Baton Rouge. Great one is brewing Friday night. And when we say brewing, Zachary with Coach Brew heads over to Central of Baton Rouge to take on Coach Seminoles. Guys, good football here. Who wins it?
Zachary.
Central.
I'm going Central.
I want to pick Central.
Zachary is 7 in the rankings. Central is 5. Fighting to get into that top 4 first round bye. You're going Zachary?
Central.
Central?
You done changed my mind. Done change your mind?
See, Gary, you're going
I'm going Central.
Central. You're going
Central.
Central. You're not
Central only because they're at home.
home field.
If
Central-
Zachary, if this was at Zachary,
I
I'd
just
pick
remember how
Big
we
Z.
played Zachary.
Central
I just
Baton
remember how we
Rouge
played Zachary.
gets a win at home. Gonna be some fun for sure. What else we got? Oh yeah, there's a big one.
There's a big one down in Lafayette.
And Lafayette. Is this the year where Turlings finally gets St. Thomas More, or is St. Thomas More just their Achilles heel? Big one, Friday night from the Cougar Dome. Is that what they call it?
I have no idea.
STM.
STM's field.
St. Thomas More sits at 8. Turling sits at 5. Two teams searching for district title in the 4-4A district championship, and both teams looking to secure a first round bye. Gonna be some fun. Is this the year Turlings finally gets them?
Nope. STM. Only because they're at home.
Okay, Garrett.
Man, I'll be honest with you. If they can do it any year, this is the year
This
for
is the year.
Turtles. So I'm going to go with them.
Turlings, about 14.
Okay.
The
I
last
saw that.
time,
I saw that on that.
the last time that Turlings has beaten St. Thomas More was in 2015, and they had played in the playoffs, and STM ended up winning that game. So it's been a good little streak, but we're frozen.
You good?
All right, well.
We're restricting our person.